Bam, we're live. Hey, good morning. Kyle, what's up, dude? Not first. You are first. Ian, what's up? Not second. That's the whole thing, to say not now. Miss Eggert, hi. God, I want to put a B in there so bad. Egbert. What's up, man? What's up? August, what's up, dude? Burpee, dude, hello. Not first, but I'm here. Miss Cook, looking like a fucking superhero. Superhero pose. I bet you that pose has a name, like superhero. Today, Matt O'Keefe's coming on. He should be here any minute. Really cool of him. He's kind of, I think he's in, can't use the word transition anymore. He's changing locations. And he said, hey, I could do it, but it might have to be from a lobby of a hotel or some sort of building. I'm like, bro, let's do it. Let's party. And then in the second half of the show, we will have the very, very vulnerable Hunter McIntyre with Andrew Hiller. Oh, there he is. Look at, dude. The most incredible clickbait title before you came on.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my.
Want to hear it?
Here,
That's how good O'Keefe is. He just comes right on, just guns blazing, just like, yo, I'm here. I'm tweaking my audio. Listen to this. It said Matt O'Keefe as the title, but you know what I changed it to?
What's that?
Matt from HWPO. You see what I did there? See what I did there? Little clickbait.
Clickbait. All right, dude. I don't know why you're not on my. I feel like every time I come on here, it's the same. Me dancing around trying to get my headphones to work.
I like it.
Is that a sign of my age?
People are always making fun of me because of my age, so it's good to see like you have some like remote control issues and some technological. Hey, dude, I'm on these text threads and I can't even follow them because people talk shorthand now, and like I need shit like really explained to me.
God.
Or they post a clip and 20 people in the thread are laughing. I'm like, dude, I don't get it. You know what I mean?
I feel like I feel like I'm hip because I hang around with a bunch of 25-year-olds because
Yes.
you know, with the athletes, but if I'm being real with myself, there's a lot of shit that just goes right over my head.
Totally over my head. Yes.
How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm pumped.
Are you in the bathroom right now?
Kind of. I'm in the kitchen, which is adjacent to the bathroom, but it does have that bathroom look with those tiles, right? What's that called? A flash?
Oh, backsplash.
Backsplash. Look at you. You've remodeled a house or two.
I like your tiles. Those are nice.
I'm down in Newport Beach this week.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
so you're not home.
No, hanging out with some friends, and then just raging with the kids. We're right on the beach, so there's lots of surf, and then there's a really good jiu-jitsu academy down the street. So we're just like in this whirlwind of fun.
That's really cool. Good for you. I love it.
Hey, I want to start with something just to really make you vulnerable, and then we'll go from there.
You would never let me off the hook to not start that way. So let's go.
I know this is probably very sensitive. Today, when the show is done, I have a 30-pound dumbbell in my living room here, and I'm going to do 10 front squats on the minute, and then on alternating minutes, I'm going to take both 30-pound dumbbells and do 10 shoulder to overhead any way I can. 20-minute workout. So I'm going to get in 100 squats with a 30-pound dumbbell and 100 push presses, and it's going to, or somehow shoulder to overhead in 20 minutes. It's mellow. It's bodybuilding. I get it.
Great.
But I'm fucking 51. Are you ever how many workouts do you go there and it's like an HWPO staff workout and you're just like, guys, like I got sucked up into this thing where you're supposed to go as hard as you can on an assault bike, and it's like it's with this group of young guys, and I'm getting hurt, and it's only in 30-second intervals. I'm getting hurt.
This is really funny. It's
What do you do? You're in the oven. You're the CEO of HWPO.
Well, the answer is that's not necessarily how I train, and I think we give off this and I would say stink, and I love it. It's an aroma of like hardcore, like 3 hours of training. But we do have a lot of variability in how we approach training. I mean, we have a product that a lot of people's eyes would think is a version of aerobics. It's called Sweat. It's just a very concise way of doing CrossFit. Honestly, for the most part, it's warms you up and has a metcon in the middle. It's just no gymnastics and no barbell. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm bringing a lot more people towards me than me gravitating more towards that other people's style of training. Like Jake, Josh, like they're still chasing it. Like they're squatting heavy, snatching, cleaning all the time. But like Matt, myself, Sammy, we're doing, a lot of burpees, a lot of devil's press,
Yeah, burpees. I like some burpees. Yeah, burpees.
Machine work, and, finding a sustainable way to, to do this. So, to CrossFit essentially. And dude, what you just described, that's what I did last night. I squatted 10 times with 135, back squatted on 1 minute. The opposite minute I ran for the full minute on an air runner, and it's like,
oh, okay.
It's
but
there's
still,
you're
going. You're still going. Like I really make it so I can modulate. You know what I mean? Like I'm resting 30 seconds after every. I guess you can modulate because you're on the air runner. You can really slow down if you wanted to.
I mean,
you get a little. How long does it take you to do those 10 back squats with 135? Do you get a little rest?
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All
so,
right.
But
we're on the same training program. You're just on the strong guy version. I'm just on the.
I'm running a marathon in April with Sammy and I are, which this is like the official. Put myself out there.
Wow.
I need my head examined.
I'm gonna write that down. April marathon for some accountability issues. April marathon. Okay.
Issues. You notice how you put it in the issue category right away. Accountability issues. But I really want to. I mean, it's a part of what we're talking about right now. I mean, this is risky to do it your way, but I want to train for a marathon, not just running all the time. So we're gonna do intervals with strength work and do a lot of lunging.
Have you ever done a marathon?
Yeah, I ran Boston in 03 and 04 twice, 2 years back to back. Yeah.
Did you get injuries from either of those, or let me rephrase that? Did you get set back a little bit where you had to like lick some wounds from those?
100%. Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I was a raging alcoholic and fat. If I'm being real, skinny fat by the end of the training, and the wear and tear of my knees and Achilles and ankles were real hard. I was logging a lot of miles on a weekly basis. The other side was Boston. I lived in downtown Boston. I'm running around the river and it's like 20 degrees. I mean, it is not optimal training, and I didn't help myself at all. So, I had I tore my sheath around my Achilles, one of those, and ran the marathon with a torn sheath. Which
I didn't even know the Achilles had a sheath. I thought it was just my penis that had a sheath. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is not the only thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's basically it's a runner's injury. I did a lot of research on it. Is that if you run a certain way and your heel kind of like rubs against the piece on the back, it can fray or tear or rupture that. And so I had that for one of my. I literally couldn't walk after I would run every day, but I never stopped training, and I ran that way. I was in bed for like 5 days after I ran that marathon because I essentially had a torn Achilles. So,
hey, dude, I'm changing. I'm never going to call foreskin again. I'm going to call it a sheath. And some men have been desheathed and other men haven't.
That's a different kind of sheath, dude.
And it holds your sword. It's a sheath. I have my sheath. What? I still have my sheath. I'm Armenian.
Yes.
I'm going to tell my boys, did you clean your sheath under your sheath today?
Oh, my God.
Hey, it would be a much popular body part if we changed the name.
Sheath.
Rebranded.
You have a lot of sheaths around tendons, which I didn't know.
Caleb's never told me that. Caleb's a nurse. He's never mentioned the sheath on the Achilles. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so that is Yeah, I did. I bet it's like people look back at their history, you know, and how they've treated their body throughout their life. I probably did some damage in those years for sure. I just had no idea what I was doing. I come out, I played college sports. I was bigger, and then got
What did
like
you play in college? What did you play in college?
I played football for a little bit and baseball.
What's
So
the biggest you've been, O'Keefe?
what's that?
What's the biggest you've ever been? Like in your life?
250.
And you're in what are you six? You were probably 6'2" then, 6'1".
6'2", 253. Yeah,
Wow.
when I went, really kind of the end of my football career was that they wanted me to gain that type of weight and become a tight end, and I had no interest in it. So I played baseball, um, but then, you know, post college, my number being 253 was a low point. It was just like completely unhealthy. It's kind of how I found CrossFit. I started doing yoga, then was TRX classes that were at the yoga studio. I started coaching that, and then was like, I can't do this. Like, it's repetitive every day.
You coach TRX?
I did. That's how,
Damn,
yeah.
that's
And
awesome. Wow.
one of the people that I did it with was like, "Hey, let's go try CrossFit." There's a CrossFit gym down the street from my house that's one of the first in the world. And
TRX is basically just a fitness program around ring rows, right? That's when I think of it. I just think of it as the ring row program.
totally, it's literally just a set of rings, and you do like, you do like eyes wise and T's. You can do push-ups with it, with, you know, dynamic push-ups with your knees coming in. But it was very like I coached it. It was like, you know, they had a template for how you went about it, and there was really no variability. You know, it's like pretty much the same crap every. You know, I had like a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday version of it, and if you asked me to put a fourth day in, I'd probably just be repeating one of those days. It was not, you know, there wasn't a whole lot you could do with it. It got in good shape though, and then we walked in a. I went to a CrossFit gym in that journey, and have never left. So kind of found my space.
Don't get me wrong either, and I'm sure it's the same with you. Like I can go into a gym and fucking get at it. Like I went to Matt Souza's 10-year anniversary, and I was partnered up with the best guy in there for the workout, but we fucking destroyed. Like but I hurt myself, but I can go. But I prefer just to I prefer more like segmented training. Like if I'm going to run a little one day, run some sprints. Like I don't need it mixed with deadlifts anymore. And, I so much prefer interval training than just like, if I'm rushed, shit gets weird.
Intervals is where the accountability is when you're on your own. From at least from my perspective, it's what you're describing is we probably go through very similar things with this. Is you go to an event like Sousa's, you know, like, or I'm with my team, and you see what the magic of community is. Like I just get pushed harder, and I'm willing to do more there.
Yeah, I told them I wasn't even going to work out. They're like, "Oh, just do the warm up." I'm like, "Oh, that's a good idea." Next thing I know, I'm fucking.
Totally. Like,
I'm like, does anyone have any Ben Gay for my back? I was serious. I need 4 Advil. Like it was like that.
We had our summit last week or the week. Yeah, last week. And so there was some content that come out. We were all kind of working out together, but you know, I mean, we did 3 workouts in 3 days together, and I blacked out in all 3 of them. And I don't do that in my garage, you know, it's just, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I was like beat up, but I kind of enjoy it, you know. I don't know, maybe I'm, you know, messed in the head,
but the other day, I haven't shared this yet, but I after I got off the assault bike, I went so fucking hard, I fell to the ground. I was on the ground in the fetal position, and I started calling for my wife, and I felt like my fucking sweatshirt was choking me because I work out usually with a sweatshirt to keep the old body, and I was like, "Come take my sweatshirt off," like an old man. It was crazy. It went away. She never came, and it went away.
That is,
but it was fucked up, dude. I was a mess.
Your wife is she daily is a CrossFitter, correct?
Yeah, way better than me. Yeah, she teaches classes in the garage illegally, all sorts of shit.
So my wife isn't. Well, she's done.
My wife's a competitor of HWPO.
Oh yeah,
yeah, 2 clients.
Tell we can give.
We have nothing online yet. We have nothing online yet.
She can train people HWPO. Tell her I'll give her access.
Oh shit! Okay, I like that.
Resources.
I like that. Yeah, and our gym can't afford the new affiliate fee, so maybe we can. Yeah, that would be nice to like brand up with someone like HWPO to give us a little clout. I like that.
When you're talking about your wife, but you know, calling for her to help you, my working out generally in my garage, which is my gym. I use my side of the garage for my gym. My car's outside. My wife pulls in. It's usually this, like, my wife pulling in. She works in Boston, and she'll come home and she'll be pulling into me, like, in a dark place, kind of looking at me cross-eyed, like, what are you doing? Like, she's done it, by the way. Like, I got her a membership and forced her into a gym to experience it. She loved it. Just, like, not a practical approach for her. She works out every day, but it's mostly her look like me in duress, but her running away, not helping me. So you
Right.
got. She's like, yeah, you do your thing over there. You all right? Every time she pulls in, she'll ask me if I'm all right. Like, that's basically the extent of it. You all right over there? Yeah, I'm fine. It's the same thing we
No.
saw in the last 5
No.
days.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. Can you do this for me? Yeah.
Going back to that group thing. So obviously I work out a lot and I'm addicted to it, but since I've been working out more, like with friends on text messages, dabbling in some of that, the shit's gotten way worse because you got to put your scores up. And even though my scores are the worst, I still have like some pride. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take a picture of your machine and so it's gotten really bad. It's gotten bad.
You're getting shamed.
No, they're cool. They just can't believe I'm doing it. No, there's no shaming. But the only shame is there's this guy. Do you know Peter from Coffee Pods and Wads?
I do.
He's destroying me and everything, and I just picture him as being kind of like this inbred, kind of goofy Irish dude, and he's just destroying me.
So set. Good.
I know.
I remember when he first
I think
started.
I'm fit, and I think he's like not fit at all, and I can't even like come close to keeping up to him. It's bad.
I feel like when I was one of his first guests, and I feel like he was like not even doing it or just getting into it at that point.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's good to hear.
He's a stud right now. Oh, Mrs. Burns, we're traveling on vacation, and I just went into the bathroom and I saw my wife has all of your products, Sabbath Essentials, laid out. I didn't even know she used your stuff like that. I didn't know she used it, like brought it on vacation.
Morning, Mrs. Burns.
O'Keefe, I've been really thinking about are you still a manager? Sorry, loaded question. Do you still manage athletes?
No, not loaded at all. Yeah,
well, you don't know what the next question is. That's why it's loaded.
Yeah, I'll explain it to you though, and probably lead myself down a path to despair. Yeah,
train wreck. Yes, good.
Yeah, it's good. Daniel Robbins and I, when we left Loud and Live together, brought the athletes that we managed out and reestablished ourselves independently. And it was really apparent that he needed more support and, people talking about the same thing on the daily because I had so much going on. And so we merged in with Lab, which was Cooper Marsh and Jason St. Clair. So we're under Lab management now. So yes is the answer. I am still contributing. Yep. I still.
Do you have any personal clients? Do you have any personal clients that you like? They call you and they're like, they would call you and they would say, dude, I really love this fucking new chewing gum out and it has like no artificial sugars in it. Could I have a relationship with them? Like, I love this shit.
Totally. There's a lot of that goes on with me. That's sort of my relationship with a lot of athletes, and Daniel's heavy on the, execution side, and he has those same relationships. But Matt, honestly, still very much so. And, a lot of the people that I was connected with for a long time, those conversations, Katrin, Annie, Brooke, again, but, I don't want to take, like, Daniel is day-to-day manages those guys. I'm more on, like, the ideation visualization side with
what's
all
that,
of them.
What does that mean, ideation visualization side?
Like, what's the path? Like, what should we be looking at? Planning 1, 2, 3 years out. Like, where are we going? How are we currently executing for the current portfolio? What can we add? What do we need to change? Those are the conversations I'm involved in with clients or the guys at the agency.
Right. So. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because I was thinking about getting into the space. I was thinking about like, hey, I should have a client.
Managing.
Yeah,
Good.
I should manage someone, or I like the way you wiped your beard right there. Like, this is interesting. Or maybe like I try to strong arm Susan into doing it,
I
and
love it.
because Susan and I've been talking about it a lot, and I was just thinking of all the things that all the things that I think managers should be doing that they're not doing. Let me pick your brain a little bit more here. So I have those sponsors down below, right?
Yep.
And when I get a sponsor, I hope that they go to sleep at night thinking that they pulled one over on me. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to be like, I like it when they call me and they're like, dude, do you know how many condoms we sold last night? I cannot believe it. Will you please wear a condom on the show again? Crazy. Do you want that too? Do you talk to your clients about it? Because from my spot, I have all this negative like thoughts about what agents do, and like that they're just trying to get money for their clients. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you should be wanting to get money for the sponsors, right? You want to build your reputation with sponsors. Like I want Sarah Sigmund's daughter to sell 3,000 Volkswagens or whoever sponsored her.
Absolutely. I mean,
you want them to get their money's worth, right? Their value.
We talk about, we want our clients to feel like they're stealing from us.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you do have that. Okay. I thought I innovated that. No,
that's,
okay.
I mean, I feel like that has been, our probably main success story is being a good partner. I mean, in the end, it's like, and there's many of us out there that, approach it differently. The sort of blood out of the stone approach. Not many. There's a few, and that stuff, has a really defined end to it. Like there's, you can that's transactional. Like we're just not transactional because, and I think our clients and their sponsors speak to it is, a lot of them have a lot of legacy with a lot of brands, and it's finding your responsibility is to monetize your client's brand, but in the end it's finding that like really good sweet spot so there's growth. Brands growing, they're growing, and then over time that's recognized through either greater compensation, or more enhanced partnership. So yeah, we're on the same page on that. That's a great approach. I think it's the only approach. We talk about it at HWPO. We really want to provide an experience where whatever a client's paying on a monthly basis for a subscription, that they're literally think, wow, I'm winning. That's important. That's important to us.
And have you ever had a client be like, have you ever let's say, you're involved with Podium, right?
I personally am not. I mean, we have clients with them for sure. I am not in.
Are you involved with any supplement directly?
Nope.
Oh. Well, I'll just use Podium as an example anyway. I'll use Swolverine as an example. When we were talking to Swolverine, I was thinking to myself, I don't want to take their money if I don't think I can help their product. Like I do not. Yeah, that's it. I do not. Have you ever had a sponsor offer you money and your client's like, hey, dude, I can't help their product. I can't take their money.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the magic is. We have many clients that have with what they've built have put themselves in a position to only be endorsed by things that are practical to their life or that they believe in, that they truly can, speak to their experience with. We look for that with everybody. I think, people that are newer, or, need revenue to, it's not to say that they don't believe in what they're endorsing. It's that they can be less patient with, figuring out what they love and don't. Yeah, I mean, most of our clients though are that way. We have a lot of legacy CrossFitters, that have been around a long time that have a lot of the same brands. And, Matt's a good example. Anything that, I think, he at times gets criticized for being commercial. But I can honestly say that anything that he puts his name on is something that he uses and he believes in. So
the only thing that I ever saw Matt get criticized for was the
climber. Yeah.
The climber.
I mean, today, like we could, it's that thing's so funny because I think he had like a little bit of, he's licking his wounds on the response to it a bit, but
I mean,
we
that was
use
so
it.
long ago. No one, I mean, I haven't heard anyone talk
We,
about it in 3 years.
but we use it like,
Oh, at the gym.
honestly,
Yeah.
it's a super cool tool. I have one in my garage. We have one in our gym.
It's a death machine, right? It's the same as the VersaClimber. It's the worst thing you could ever do, right? It's the worst machine.
I would say, it's up there for most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for when you use that thing. It's hard. But yeah, I mean that one. But again, that's a really good example of we had one for months. He messed around with it, did it in workouts. He's like, dude, this thing's super cool. And our playbook would be, we just want to create as much access as possible to things that we do, so people have options. And so that was a really good opportunity to kind of see how that might work with something that's like completely distant from what people think is our sort of core competencies. So
let me pick on you a little bit. So going back, let's say before he made that commercial, right? Because the commercial was weird. Because it felt like it fell out of the 80s, like infomercial. 1-800 Matt. Not only do you get the VersaClimber, but you get this poster of Matt, full-size, life-size poster of Matt. There was like that piece to it. But what if you would have done this first, O'Keefe? What if, like, prior to releasing that, there were actual shots of that thing, like in his gym? So that Matt has this metal thing that you go like this, and he mentioned it. He mentioned it in a podcast I did with him 3 years ago. It's been stuck. It's been in my Amazon like inbox and outbox, and it's been in my Amazon cart in and out 300 times. 3 months ago, I pulled the trigger on it because of something this motherfucker said 3 years ago. This thing, I own this.
The thing's awesome.
Yeah. I don't even know how to use it, but I fuck with it all the time. Like I mess with it all the time. What if in hindsight, and I got the 8-pound one, and I am going to buy the 12-pound one. But I 100% only bought that. I still don't even know if it's worth the money, but it is a nice piece of metal, by the way. It's a nicely crafted piece of equipment, but only because, Matt, what if in hindsight that just wasn't launched right, that VersaClimber thing? What's that thing called, the one, Matt?
Climber, CLMBR.
Okay, so Climber. Oh, like, is that the same company that makes Stepper, STEPR?
No.
Same marketing team that likes dropping E's.
Maybe. Yeah. Another machine that's great bang for your buck. Stairmaster.
Yeah. What if they would have just shown him like using it in the background a few times leading up? So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? So it had some merit. It's like, oh shit, Matt uses that. And then finally it's like, oh shit, a sponsor found, you know what I mean? So it was like an evolution. Like, I can't believe these people haven't contacted Matt. He could sell fucking 1,000 of those a fucking day for the next 5 years.
I mean, that thing's a perfect example of something he used for a long time before it ever came, public.
Before he told anyone.
I used that thing in his gym in his garage in Tennessee for years. I mean, it was one of his tools, But yeah,
that thing's just fun to hold too. My kids just walk in the gym and hold it. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of steel.
I think it's also fascinating as a CrossFitter that you get, you grab that thing and you crank on it for, a minute and you're blasted and you're like, you just have this perception when you look at that, you're like, oh, this isn't, I got this. It's not that big of a deal, right? It blows you up,
Yeah.
When you talk about the climber piece, though, you're spot on. I think that I was talking to somebody yesterday about this. I hope I don't ever give that stink off, but I make a lot of effing mistakes, if I'm being real. And it's just not trying not to, or learning and then not making them again. But that was not launched properly because it was too, it was distant. We were trying to tell a story about how we see our brand coming to life and giving more access, and we were just in people's faces with it. Like, all people could see were neon. Yeah, like the 80s set neon lights and Matt with a microphone on him. And they're like, what are you guys, like, what is this? Yeah, you're right. If like we had shown what he had done prior,
because Matt can sell anything. Like, no one's like, when Matt said, hey, I use the Stairmaster, everyone was like, no, all the people who wanted to make fun of it were like, no one said, they kept their mouth shut, right? And he sold a lot of Stairmasters, I bet. I bet he sold a lot of Stairmasters.
That's a bit of the interesting piece is like, you know, you don't do everything for a dollar, right? But it's like, he's a brand and has a ton of value, and it's like
right.
sort of this like hard position to be in at times to say like, okay, well, if this foreign object to our world just appears with him, it's a ton of validation. There's tough to hold, I don't even know them. It's like, how do we hold them accountable if they get what they want without having to, compensate him for it, right? Some people will hear that and think greed, but it's just, that's Matt's business. It's really what he built.
He earned it with five championships. I get it. When I went on a motorcycle ride with him, he basically said, "Hey, don't take a picture of me on this Indian unless they're going to give me one." And at the time, I thought, "Wow, that's a little harsh," but I get it. Hey, I was watching a video of Dana White the other day, and he's like, I did a 24-hour fast, and I only took these electrolytes." And he holds this bottle up just for a second, and then he goes, "And then the last 48 hours, I just drank some what is this, bone broth." Do you know what I did? I froze the frame. I looked at fucking what electrolytes and bone broth he did. I went to Amazon. I bought them. Then someone was at my house, and I didn't even need electrolytes. It was like $11 thing of electrolytes. Then someone was at my house, and they're like, "Hey, I'm thinking of fasting." And I go, "Oh, cool. You should take these electrolytes." And they go, "Oh, I just bought those." I go, "Why'd you do that?" And he goes, "Because I saw Dana White holding them." So that fucker had to freeze frame too.
Oh, great example. Like,
and I'm just like, holy shit.
Perfect example.
Holy shit.
I mean, I would gather from my perspective, because I know how polished that group is. We've been engaged with them at times.
Yeah.
There's no chance that he's not getting paid for that. I promise you.
Right.
That. Like,
okay,
and by the way, there's
right.
nothing wrong with that. Like,
no, I agree.
He is a genius in how he approaches those things.
Yeah. He may even own those companies now.
I've learned a lot about sports over the last 10 years, and what I learned is that, big sport platforms, not only do you have to pay to partner, but often you have to, give skin in the game, especially if you're a challenger brand. You see that with, NFL or PGA, like, I've been connected in deals in those systems, and then UFC, you see like UFC is finding their space. I mean, they're so big, but like you see a lot of revolving door on their partnerships. But I will tell you that, like, I think when you see weird ones, like a beard company on, the oil company on like the padding around the cage, I bet there's more to that than just them paying them to be there,
right.
Which, so the sport business world's fascinating like that. I mean, I guess I was naive to think that, it was just transactional. Like, I pay you millions of dollars to be a part of your product. That's like traditional sports marketing. These guys have it all figured out. They have, private equity groups that are attached to the leagues that, they take equity in these brands. It's really interesting.
Look at this, O'Keefe. Kyle Hatch, Dana convinced me to do the 72-hour fast. Yeah, I fast all the time, and obviously I've messed around a lot with bone broth. But as soon as he mentioned it, I got back into bone broth again for like 6 more weeks. I probably bought 3 cases of bone broth and drank it.
I've never really gotten into that. I'll have to try it. See, there you go. You sold something on this call.
The Dana did. So here's another thing I trip on. It's really, I belong to this media Illuminati, let's call it. And there's a secret password, secret knock, and then you get in, and then there they are. It's the Illuminati, and they're all outside media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a super easy group to control, but no one's figured out how to control it. But it's a crazy group because it's just hardworking people. It's just people who just want to work all day, every day, right? They're just people who just want to put out content. They just content, and they're just looking for I don't know if this is true, but they're just looking for dopamine hits, right? So like after I do this show with you, I'll go to the beach with my kids, and then I'll check my phone to see how many views I have, right? How is it doing? What did people say about my interaction with O'Keefe? That whole thing, right? Yep. But this group is easy to control, and I feel like the managers aren't controlling it, the media, and I feel like I could do that too. So an example that Souza gave the other day, he was like, "Hey, can you believe it that after their clients are on our show, agents never contact it. Like they don't contact us and be like, dude, fantastic show. Thank you. Do you think I could get some clips from it? We'll publish and, you know, give us a half dozen clips to choose from. No one ever does that. Or like when I was going to do the behind the scenes, I think Colton was the only one that was like reached out or maybe like in a conversation said, yeah, I'm looking forward to working with you. Like this is going to release in a month or two. It's going to be the most minutes watched thing all year of any program that in the CrossFit space. And yet no, and I'm not saying they need to, don't get me wrong, not at all. But if I'm a manager, I'm thinking, dude, I call before or during, or like, hey, if my clients are in any of these episodes, let us know. We'll help you promote them. Like, and that would then manipulate me as an outside media source to be like, work with those people. And I'm always wondering, like, I wonder why do they not have the bandwidth to do that? Are you writing that down? You're like, fuck, that's a fucking good idea. I'm writing that one down.
It is a good idea, by the way.
Yeah, so like
definitely the way it should work.
Yeah, someone goes on Pedro's podcast, the manager should reach out right away and go, man, Pedro, you have some really good skills. Thank you. You made so-and-so look great. Thanks us for giving the opportunity. Do you have any clips we can push? None of that. There's no, and I bet you the professional fucking agents don't do that too. You know what I mean? Like, by professional, I mean, sorry, let me rephrase that. I know the agents in our space are professional. The fucking like really fucking wealthy ones that are milking baseball players, Latin American baseball players for everything that they're worth and taking complete advantage of them. Those guys aren't doing it. And I wonder why. Is there, once you control the media, I think like you control everything. You're the mouthpiece.
That's like that's where the line is on like agent manager, which our space is more agent manager. You know, when you look at those bigger sports, they'll have
hold on. You're distinguishing between a manager and an agent. Okay. And that's where I'm clueless. Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Manager would be, you know, someone that would be essentially in charge of the brand, you know, the individual and their brand and helping them execute social appearances, you know, sort of activate on all their responsibilities within the contract. The agents are really existing in a traditional sports marketing setting to get the deal. You know, a lot of agencies will have like, you know, the agent that's out there in the market getting, you know, having conversations, and then they would have a team that would basically be assigned to like assist, you know, it's assistant, but it's called the manager. You know, ours is a crossover in our space for sure. So the answer is that should totally be
because of the money, right? Like you're an agent and a manager.
Yeah.
And then once you have $100 million contract, you can have a hairstylist, an agent, and a manager and a mistress.
Well, many of them will have like mini agents. So the way that works, so you have contract, like, all right, let's take somebody as an example. We can take LeBron because, you know, that's an easy one. But then, you know, you take, you know, some random basketball player that's the sixth man that's on the bench on a team as well. And like the LeBron example is he has a contract agent. I think it's Rich Paul. You know, he represents him. Draymond Green. He's Gates Adele. Like, but then they, you know, who's his best friend from growing up, and then he has Fenway Sports Group, Endeavor. He has multiple marketing agencies that he's given non-exclusive rights to that bring him deals. And then he definitely has, you know, personal people that are helping him execute partnerships, his schedule, you know, getting things like you're talking about, responsibility. I mean, he's a multi-billion-dollar brand, right? So he's got like,
so he's broken everywhere. He's kind of he rewrites the playbook, and then kind of but it does come down. Like someone's like, hey, LeBron, you don't have to play by the regular rules. You can have 6 agents and make them all just give you 1%. And then the lesser guys are like, oh, I never thought of that. So they might be like, I'll have 3 agents and give them all 2%. Whereas like a new guy might have just 1 agent and 1 manager, and he's given 5%.
Yeah, 100%. That is more traditional now than not. You know, so, you know, all of the biggest brands in sports would have, it's literally just, you know, having enough people in the market talking to, you know, different pieces of the market. So, you know, I don't know how he organizes it, but he has a movie agent, you know, so people bring him movie deals. You know, he has you know, somebody that's probably very concentrated on sports marketing. And then there's just evergreen marketing, which is like Louis Vuitton can come to a guy like that. It's got nothing to do with sport. It's off the court. So he probably has people focused in areas, but, you know, a non-exclusive sports marketing relationship is not a foreign concept. There's many that do that. And then you have like the problem not the problem. Like most sports, even ours, like this would help people understand ours better because I think a lot of people look at ours and think like everybody should get paid, which I would love that. Like that'd be amazing. But that's just not reality. And all those other sports are the same. You just don't realize it. They get big contracts. You got a guy making 10 million a year in the NBA sitting on the bench. He doesn't have any endorsement deals. They're or maybe they're very local or small, but most of those NBA players are living off, they got a thing with Nike, but all it is they have Nike Elite money and they can get as much product as they want. They're not getting there's like 10 guys getting paid by Nike. Like that's not, so it's like very top heavy in most sports. And when those guys,
yeah, it's like in fighting, and I don't have a problem with this either, but 1% of the fighters get 90% of the money. It's probably like that. It's probably like that in a lot of sports, right?
It is in most. I mean,
there's only so much media time. There's only 12 hours we're fucking awake a day consuming media, right? And so it's a competition for it. Let me throw this out there too. So I see businesses giving money to athletes that I can't fucking believe they're giving money to. And I can't tell why they're doing it because I just don't think that these people are moving the needle. That being said, I also put it on the athletes like, hey, really, you're taking money from those people? Do you how many cans of make some beard wax are you going to sell for them? You don't even have a beard. You know what I mean? And it's like, but then again, like you said, I don't know what the exchange is. So I see, like, I'll use Podium as an example. I see a lot of people with their Podium, but I assume that there's tiers to that. Like you said, like if you're just like a guy who's made the quarterfinals, you just get a can of Podium. You're not getting you don't get to sit in the booth at the games.
I don't know how other agents, managers would look at this. I think, I can just speak to how we would, which is we look for opportunities. That's creating eyeballs on somebody, their talents, it's helping develop their brand. So, there's a base layer to that where, you're willing to, accept marketing in exchange sometimes, because that's really what helps start to tell the story about, a individual that's emerging in a space. So that, there's a lot of different ways to approach it. That again goes back to that same analogy in NBA. The harder part in the NBA is players not endorsed are still making 10 million a year. So the endorsement to do something for growing your brand is less enticing to a lot of people because they're like, $100,000. Like I wouldn't get out of bed for that at this point. It's like I got to give a full day photo shoot for this. But the smart ones do those things because that's where you're building your brand for when you're done on the floor.
Yeah.
And they're laying into content. There's so many great things. Like we're part of it a bit too. And there's a lot of, this whatever 5.0 version of, the athlete, business people in the world. They're all collaborating now. Like we're getting all these sports team opportunities to invest. Like, there's a lot of, whether you can call it private equity, but it's not like these guys are, they're smart. Like Tom Brady bought into a soccer team in England because he knows he can leverage his brand against that to help grow their brand. And he probably gets some better consideration on his investment because of that. There's lots of that going on right now. The next 20 years of sports going to be really interesting. It's going to be the first thing you see, like a lot of players owning teams. That wasn't even practical before because they were kind of where we are today, right? When we do all that comparison, which can be, I know, nauseating at times, like, but in golf they do, and in this they do. That's only to say, like, hey, by the way, they're 50 years ahead of us. Like, how do we pick and choose things that they've done, or even better, not make mistakes that they've made along the way?
The golf ball is an amazing phenomenon, right? Same with the tennis ball, because good tennis players, I've been going to tennis with my kids for 4 or 5 years now, O'Keefe, and I didn't realize that good tennis players, every time they go to the court, they crack a new can. A lot of tennis players will even use 2 cans. Like an hour through, their balls will not be as good anymore. And so we don't even have that in CrossFit. We don't even have anything that you just the golf ball industry is a $10 billion a year industry. That's hundreds of times bigger than the entire revenue of the NBA, or the WNBA. Just golf balls, just the fucking balls. So we are kind of in a weird space, right? Someone's got to figure out what it is that we need something that you throw away after every workout.
Shoes. It's technology. I mean, there is a good example of shoes or technology. I mean, you're like talking, I'm in the golf world, so I agree. That's like, I'm like throwing a golf ball away every couple of holes because it has a scuff on it. Most people would be like, who cares? It's like, well, it curves differently because of that scuff. Like, it's weighted differently. There's all kinds of crazy stuff you got to be careful with that. Yeah. And the same would exist here, I guess, to some extent. It's like, what's a fresh pair of grips feel like? That's getting nuancy, but truly there's something there.
And not everyone like I never would use grips. Grips are for pussies.
I don't use grips either.
Thank you. You don't have to lie just because you're on the show.
I don't. I just like
they're not for pussies either, by the way. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you're just not good enough." It's a joke. Everyone chill, relax.
You got to build those calluses.
Oh, Keith, what about this? What about also, speaking of nuance, there could be someone out there with 2 million Instagram followers, but they can't convert anything, but you still, like, they just can't sell anything, but you have them because more people are going to see your product, right? So then you get the name out there versus someone who actually can move product.
Right.
Do you ever think about that? That's something that I think about a bunch. Like, okay, if I just wanted my name out there, I would give it to this person. If I wanted the product moved and I wanted brand value, I'd give it to this person. And the number of followers and views might be like totally different, or just their cadence. So the Buttery Bros are fucking, anyone who's in the media space, but especially them, are fucking brilliant because they have a constant cadence. Whoop, podium, whoop, podium, whoop. And so there's it's just relentless. Whereas if you give the money to, let's say, top-notch CrossFitter, you get 3 posts on Instagram with them, and it's like no one gives a shit.
Yeah, it's changed a lot since when we first started it. With CrossFit as a sport and influencers emerged, athletes. It's volume. You remember this like 10 years ago? Everybody was like really protective about looking too commercial, and like it was like. Tricking people into seeing something on their Instagram, but not really talking too much about it. I went through it with every athlete. And why? Because that was just like the feel of the time was like, hey, and it also was, contributed to like how Instagram or Facebook would act, so you had to be careful around those stuff. But now today, the play is volume on content. It's,
oh, it is. Okay. And that makes sense. Yeah. Volume. Yep. Okay.
User generated content and volume user generated content are like 1A and B. It's like why you see a platform like the NFL which is fascinating. We heard the CMO speak like a month ago at an event we were at, and they've opened up the floodgates. They let 300 essentially YouTubers, they give them all access to on-field, before and after, locker room, all that, to create content for their platforms. They pay them to do it now. They literally
they pay the YouTubers, or the YouTubers pay them?
No, the YouTubers don't pay. They're like, this problem.
The NFL gives them a little stipend, like maybe like a hotel and a flight out there, and be like, hey, make some content on us.
From what I can hear, it's some of them may be, healthy compensation. So,
wow.
But, like Mr. Beast does NFL content. D Strong, does NFL content. Demi Bagby does NFL content. They go do something unique on the field before game day, then they go game day, they're on the field warming up with the team. And it's reach, it's volume, it's unique content, it's user generated. Like all that stuff is hot right now. It's really hard to make hay just posting something on your Instagram today to say like Paper Street Coffee on Sevan's. YouTube's a unique place that is very good for brands to live. And Instagram is as well. It's just a different approach now, like whitelisting. So, paying against the audience that, a athlete has built is important. That's kind of how you have to access it through an Instagram or.
What's that mean? What's that mean? Paying against the audience?
Well, if I have 2 million followers and I post about, podium, you just look at those posts. If it's an organic post, there's like way less views and engagement. But if you pay, you can then take that and boost it and pay against it, and actually say like, hey, I want to pay against 100,000 of my followers. You can go through your audience.
So that
That's the remedial.
one of my
Some
most
people
one of my
feel
guests
listen.
did that. One of my guests did that. They took one of my podcasts,
Yeah.
and they somehow boosted it, and they made a fucking killing. And
Totally.
I didn't even know you could do that.
The way that those
I didn't know
Meta,
you could boost YouTube shit.
Facebook, Instagram works is, and it's really cool. It's been, a lot of business success stories are people that have figured out how to really activate through those platforms. NOBULL is a great example of it. Todd is a digital marketing genius, and tactically, it was, you build an audience that you really is identified as what your consumer looks like. It could be a CrossFitter that's 25 to 35, takes baths on Monday. Like, you can get like super specific on this, and it builds you an audience that you pay against. So it's like it's called lookalike audience. So you want a audience that looks like this, and you list 20 things, and it produces 1 million people in the United States or like London, wherever you kind of want to target, and you pay against that. And so then there's there's a lot of belief that like, hey, Matt has 2.5 million followers, and there's a real steady group of people that are there and have been forever. It's like, well, what do we need to build a lookalike audience for? We can just, they look like they like Matt and they transact, things through Matt. So let's pay against that group. So you'll see like that. See all athletes whitelist their own. Whitelisting is a total separate thing. It's the same tactic, but
are you using the word whitelisting? Is that what it's called? Whitelisting? And those
yeah,
are
so
just those are really specific demographics.
So whitelisting would be take Matt Fraser's Instagram handle, and Beam is a partner of his. They whitelist quite a bit, and you'll get targeted with an ad from Beam, and it will be like Matt Fraser's social, and then you'd go to Matt Fraser's social, and you wouldn't see that ad, you wouldn't see that post, you wouldn't see that story, because it lives behind the wall and it's being targeted towards a direct audience through Matt's social, but it's not on the Evergreen platform.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fascinating. A whitelist, a cybersecurity strategy that approves a list of email addresses, IP addresses, domain names, or applications while denying all others. Interesting.
There's your lookalike audience. So you're taking a platform, listing something on it, and targeting it against a group of people that you've chosen to.
I always thought NOBULL's story was bizarre, and they would want to hide it, that they came up with the name and the brand before the product. Like, that just seems so ass backwards to me, like disingenuous. Like, I did not, you know what I mean? Right. Cause that is their story, right?
I think so. I'm not
They're like, hey, we
sure.
want to sell something. And then they're like, fuck, we got this great name. Okay. What should we sell?
I mean, you can say a lot of things there. I would say though that the two men that started it were Reebok executives. So one of them a head of design. So I'm certain that there was plenty of thought that there was going to be a footwear clothing
company.
brand.
What happened? Is NOBULL? Who owns NOBULL now? I keep hearing that it's sold.
I have no idea. I have nothing to do there. So at this point, yeah, I don't know. I do know that I've seen what everybody else has. That Michael Rapoli, who started Body Armor and Vitamin Water and exited for billions successfully, is involved. Some reports are that he bought it, some that he invested. I still have some good friends there.
But do the original owners own it?
I couldn't speak confidently to that.
Okay.
I don't want to create a rumor or anything. I have my opinion.
I do. So that's smart. That's smart. Good.
Yeah.
I love a good rumor or two or six. Let me see that. Okay, let me see. Marcus Wilson and Michael Schaefer founded the Boston-based athletic clothing and footwear business, the NFL's official combine training partner, on-field and clothing hat provider for the NFL scouting combine in Indianapolis is the training gear and shoe from firm NOBULL. But it doesn't say who owns it, I guess. That's from March. It just says that Marcus and Michael are the owners. The title of it is Who Owns NOBULL, like meet the owners. So Caleb, you need a button that you push that's like, it sounds like this. Like 2 seconds before you come in so you don't scare the guests, especially the older ones like O'Keefe. I don't want you to just pop on and he
am I older than you?
No, you're younger than me. I'm a fucking old man.
I don't know.
Can't do burpee. I'm 51. I turned 52 in March.
I always
Maybe
have
I am
something
52.
I'm 46. That article's in March, which would be not factual to what today looks like, because March is before a lot of the changes happened. So that was probably an NFL article related to the combine at the time, which was pre, I don't know, chaos or whatever, change that came, to NOBULL.
How many athletes do you think use chafing cream? Is that a popular product?
What a random question.
We're brainstorming products. Because I have a product coming out. I'm so excited. I'm going to be fucking rich and quit this podcast. Oh, dude, I'm about to be so rich. It's crazy. I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself.
I want to hear about this. Well, let's leak it now. This marketing, by the way.
Oh my God, it's so good. And you need it. You need to buy it. Everyone uses it, and you got to buy it all the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I was just thinking. You want to know how my thought process went? I saw Jedediah Snelson. That's a CrossFit Games wheelchair champion, dude. Right?
Oh, there we go.
I was like, I bet you this motherfucker uses some products we don't know about. And then I just thought, I wonder if everyone uses chafing cream. Like just like before every event, does Chandler Smith take a big old thing from the tub and wipe it between his inner thighs and his cock and balls?
I don't know. I think
you would see it. You would see it at HWPO, canisters of it laying around.
It's definitely not happening. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of compression shorts. Takes care of that, Sevan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, that's good. Oh, wait, let me see that. What's that? Balls out. Oh, I just thought of another good question. I want you to be honest with this. Balls out anti-chafing ball powder. Hey, so he sent me that, and my kids just love using it. It's so fucking weird. They just want to kids are weird. They just want to use product. My kids are like, he sent me some deodorant too. They're like, can we use the deodorant? I'm like, no one in our family uses deodorant. They're like, we want to.
Do you think that they just buy Johnson & Johnson baby powder and then just put it in their own bottle?
I hope so.
So they don't have to manufacture?
I hope so. My product, we're manufacturing ourselves. I already saw the it's fucking, I can't tell you, but someone in here mentioned it. I'm buying Sevy's toothpaste.
Okay. That was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, you know who I was going to try to get to endorse it is Dave, because he's got those big old fucking teeth. When he smiles, you can see his smile, right?
Oh yeah, totally. We got some big teeth in our space that you could dive in on.
Who are you thinking? Go ahead, give me one. Who are you thinking? Who's got a big grill? You're like, fuck, you got some choppers. Christmas Abbott used to have some choppers. Miranda Alcaraz has some choppers. Like when she smiles, I think I see her teeth.
I'd have to think about that.
Okay.
There's definitely Dave for sure. I mean, and that's not criticizing Dave.
Dude, you want choppers. People are always like, dude, you smile. Yeah. No, watch my smile.
I'm jealous. I'm trying to.
I don't even show teeth. Yeah, exactly. I hide my shit. Yeah, look at those choppers, dude. And he doesn't do any teeth whitening or anything. Look at me. I don't even. Fuck that. I ain't.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I need to get some veneers that look like that.
What percentage of my company do you think I have to part with to get Dave to endorse? Do you think I have to pay him money or give him a percentage? I'm a small company.
I mean, do you need an agent?
Good question. Damn, you're good, O'Keefe.
You should do this for media people. I get asked that a lot by people from within that ecosystem. It's just not like my core competency, honestly. So I think somebody that did do that on that side would be successful. But yeah, I mean, when you look at it, if I was, representation in that situation, it's like, where is it at? What's the potential? What's my influence going to be on it as, a personality, athlete, influencer? Because you could think all the way from equity down to just getting paid, depending on the positioning of the brand. I would say like certain athletes today, which is really cool. There's great opportunities, that have, legacy and the platform warrants it is, there's definitely opportunity to be vested in these businesses, which is really
cool. Why the athletes suck? Because they're here today, gone tomorrow. Dave might be here for fucking another 30 years. Do you know what I mean? So like the athletes,
for sure.
Like,
not
unless
all
you're
of them.
Matt or Tia or Rich, like, bye.
We have a group. We've talked about this recently. Like, we definitely have a group of athletes that are. It's hard to
Annie.
duplicate those platforms. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're aging. They're aging out. It's like be an interesting time in CrossFit as like all these kids. Matt and Annie, Katrin, Tia, like all these people start to Brick Wells. Like they have
Hey,
massive
let me
platforms.
also say this. Those first handful you did, they didn't get there by thirst picks. I'm also very curious how the ones that got there by thirst picks, like there's ones out there, like it's just pure fucking vag. And I'm really wondering, like, I'm excited to see what happens in 10 years as their bodies change. Like as you're no longer a 22-year-old babe. I don't know what the word is. I'm trying to say it nicely, but enticing men to want to have intimate situations with you. I'm very curious, as opposed to like Tia ain't doing that shit. Like Tia's like, I don't see her doing any. I mean, she got an insane body. Don't get me wrong, fucking world class. Like, but I don't see her doing any sex symbol shit.
That is, you're seeing the start of that with people like Matt and Rich. What is the next, phase of and how do they use their platforms, to, stay present. You're seeing them, educate, provide, protocols, prescription to train, endorsing.
Would you recommend that a girl change, by the way? Let's say you have a 22-year-old client, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they come on the scene strong with tons of body pics, right? Would you recommend that they slowly pivot from that as they get older? Like, hey,
I think that's a tough question to answer because I think each individual situation is different. Because quite frankly, there are people that is who they are, and if they're fine with that, and that's how they want to go about things.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, by the way, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I had if my body looked like Andrew Hiller's, I would never have my shirt on either. I love bodies. I'm no way denigrating those people, but I'm just thinking, like, if I would want to like cultivate. I would want to cultivate a wider breadth while I have that audience. I'll give a great example. Haley Adams. Like, I don't think people are nothing. Absolutely nothing's wrong with her physique, but I don't think people are going to her account because of the constant, nonstop onslaught of amazing body pictures.
That's how it's how she's chosen to present herself as well. And I think that's okay.
You,
no matter
as an
what
agent, you wouldn't tell one of your clients that, like, hey, Rich, soon your tits are going to be saggy. Maybe you should do a little, start prepping with some more shirts on shots.
It's not necessarily a situation I'd be uncomfortable talking about. I think where you would talk about it is if you thought that it was, not aligned with their values, and how they wanted to be perceived as a brand, So it's not like a distant conversation from, any one individual. Be like, hey, you're trending more towards this. It's not like that's wrong or right. It's just, is that where you want to be? That would definitely be a conversation for an agent.
And along those lines, look at you could fuck yourself by over planning. Look at Miranda Alcaraz. She wanted to start a training platform called Street Parking. 2 months later, she got pregnant. She's like, oh, it's never going to succeed because I'm going to get fat and pregnant. Next thing you know, that was the most popular part about her program, and she's fucking murdering.
She totally diminishes how great of a businesswoman, and how great of a job that they've done by when you talk to her, she's like, I got lucky. I was pregnant. I'm like, no, that's got nothing to do with it. She's awesome. I mean, I love those guys and what they're doing. They inspire us, and we're friends, and I just like I learn a lot from them on a daily basis. They're just good people that are doing good things for the right reasons. It's but yeah, they're successful because they work their asses off. And yeah, they have great marketing and some of those tools, I'm sure, but they're not sustainable. Like Miranda isn't, and they aren't, super successful because she, did a lot of working out when she was, pregnant. It's because she's great at what she does, and she puts out great content. She speaks to to her team and members, and provides them a great experience. So
And
Yeah,
she's relentless. They're relentless. They're relentless.
They're awesome. They're super cool. Yeah, I love those guys.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Dude, this is great. Honestly, it's good to catch up.
Yeah, always. You look great. I'm happy to see you. You're always welcome on the show. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate you, dude.
As do you, and I'll make sure that we're reaching out for content clips.
Oh, yes. Have your agent. Do you have an agent?
No, I do not need an agent.
Okay. All right, just
for
checking.
sure.
Just checking.
No, definitely not. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, and appreciate you having people on, especially people we're connected to, and having great conversations like this, dude. It's always great to catch up.
Awesome, brother. All right, have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Who am I getting kicked out for?
Andrew Hiller and the Pink Panther.
What's up, dude?
Wow, what's up, boys and girls?
Oh, dude, you guys caught me right in the middle of doing some work.
Oh, right.
Now
Hey,
it's like
dude.
what I asked. Do you know these
Andrew
guys,
Hiller,
O'Keefe?
O'Keefe,
Have
could
you
you
ever met
help
these
him
guys?
get a sponsorship to get him a T-shirt?
I was wearing
I
one
think based
until-
on through
until
some
we
of
took it off.
the connections you might have, there might be even some low-tier sponsor that just couldn't make the cut for Frazier, and you could give it to Hiller. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
maybe
winter
Puma.
season around there.
Puma would be pretty good, right?
Yeah, man, there's a lot of options these days. I got hand-me-downs too. If you need
Okay.
some.
I was gonna say, I hope
yeah.
you're getting paid by that pink sweatshirt company.
O'Keefe, so that's a perfect example right there. All kidding aside, so Andrew Hiller's out there. He's making content every day, and so you might think, okay, it would be good to stay close to this guy. I'll get him a T-shirt contract, and that way I have him kind of in my pocket a little bit as a tool to also use to facilitate. There's to be a synergy between all my clients then, because then I don't have this fucking loose cannon out there, Andrew Hiller, trolling my fucking clients. Like, that's how I'd be thinking if I was an agent. Get this guy a little fucking T-shirt. He can make it like $500 a month off the guy.
You're thinking like an agent. I think you should do it.
All right, thank you. All right.
This is some.
I think you should. You got a shirt on right now. I mean, you should be peddling your own stuff.
This is market manipulation. I like this.
I've said Andrew a half dozen shirts. What are you talking about?
as a requirement for being on your show, you should have to be in uniform.
Good point.
A uniform. Now we're talking.
God dang it, dude.
All right, Mr. O'Keefe.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Bye. Is it just me or did his tone change?
When you guys got on?
When the room exploded.
Yeah. I don't think he's 100% a fan of me.
Everyone's a fan of you, dude. Are you kidding me?
I'm the sweetest peach that there is. There's a beaver on here. This guy looks like one of these guys from QAnon.
What do you think about his jacket? That's the gift that keeps giving.
Are you an incel from QAnon? Because that right there, dead giveaway.
3 days in a row, Caleb hasn't been attacked in 3 years, and now he's got a target on his back.
Hey, dude, I got a picture of me wearing one of these shirts. You know those mesh shirts? You ever see those things?
Oh, yeah. Those are cool. I could see you doing that.
I totally got a picture of me wearing one of them. It's a very popular picture from my affiliate days.
Hunter, I think both you and Hiller could be icons in the gay community, even though
I want to be, dude.
You do, or you don't?
I don't understand. Like, the straight world sucks. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I think you guys could totally be.
The gay world's just so much more inclusive and fun, and like they're always partying. They do drugs all the time. They never die. They never get old.
They're always happy.
Rich. They're always rich, and I guarantee they support. Like, some of my like really broke friends that didn't really have a ton of opportunities started OnlyFans, and now they're richer than I am, and I own 3 companies.
Wow.
And all they have to do is just post their penis a little bit, and they're just killing it. So I'm like, and I don't even think that these guys who are paying for their OnlyFans are paying to see the penis. They like to share. They're just.
What do you mean they like to share? What do you mean?
They're just like, hey, I've got all this cash, and like I'm just gonna throw some your way today.
Oh.
Boom.
It's not even sexual, dude. No way. Is that really you?
Yeah, the short one. Look like Sevan over there.
What the fuck?
You look like Noah.
Careful.
Oh, Noah Olsen. Wow.
And Noah's jacked. That's cool.
Hey, how come those dudes are so much taller than you? You're not short.
They're all like 6'3".
Wow.
Yeah, swimmers are taller.
How do you feel about these shades?
Hey,
Hey, Hunter, we could
Hunter,
have a
I have a little
joint
question. Are
swimming
you
event.
sitting on the ground? How is your bed so high up there? Where are you sitting? How does this work?
I have one of those kind of like Japanese like hibachi tables as a desk, so you kind of sit underneath it. It's like a sub area. There's my desk, and then my bed is on stilts.
You're not afraid you'll roll off or something? Is that on purpose so you could do people doggy style, like a girl could stand up next to it and bend over and be comfortable?
Everything in my house is functional. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say? There's purposes behind all of it. My
Hunter,
favorite is
wow.
when I have. That's
That's
it. That's
how
it.
you're
That's
sitting?
me right now, dude.
That's how you're sitting. That is great. You need a man bun.
How'd you find a picture of Sevan sitting at one of Hunter's tables?
That's me at Hunter's house.
Oh, dude, you'd love it. You'd love it. It is so good. How you boys been? I haven't seen you guys in like a long ass time. It feels like.
You've been too
No,
busy running
what
around.
do you mean? We just saw you. I feel like we just saw you less than a month ago. We
I
had
know,
a good
but
cadence
I miss
going.
you. Can I not sincerely miss my friends?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Hey,
That's cool.
Have we had you on since you set the world record?
No, but I smashed that thing.
Again?
So tell me. So I know that you were going to try to set the world record in a team event, and you guys fell short. And you were a little pissed off. You felt like there maybe was some shenanigans with the course or the timing or something was weird. But so then, did that inspire you to re-break the world record again, the Hyrox world record?
It didn't necessarily inspire me. It was my just goal to break 52 this year, and I ended up getting 53.22.
23.
Yeah, I know. I was wrong. It's 22, but I didn't edit it. Not going back. But I actually didn't know I was going to be in good enough shape to set the world record. I just went for it. It actually hurt way more than it ever has before because I haven't been doing the specific training that it takes to run at that speed. And it took a chunk out of me. It'd be like, imagine
tell me. I love hearing that. Tell me about the hurt.
Well, imagine like you had been training like a powerlifting cycle in your off season, then you just went for a 1 rep max snatch, and then all of a sudden your just shoulder sockets were just totally. You got the rep, but the amount of damage you did, it was like I was in a different place. And for me, I go into beer drinking season right after World Championships. I take time off, and then I did those 2 Ironmans. I was just doing lots of volume and bodybuilding and stuff. And then you don't start speed work, at least in our sport, until around like January, February. And then
Isn't
you have like
speed work kind of like completely, I don't think an oxymoron's right, but it's an hour-long event. Like, what do you mean speed work?
Well, speed work, I guess, is like, I guess it'd be like almost like you saying there's strength training and then there's technique work. Like you're still moving weights, but one of them is more specific to get a specific outcome. So our version of speed work is, we're doing threshold runs, 400-meter runs. Like you still need to train at a certain kind of speed to get the adaptation to hold speed. Like any of us could probably run a 4-minute mile for 100 feet, but then it's the people that can continue to string it out for the entirety of the mile. And then the best people in the world are stringing it out for multiple miles. So unless you've made the adaptation, your body just can't. It doesn't matter if you have the lungs for it. Your body just can't sustain it. And like I have really great lungs, as I was trying to say, from doing all that Ironman training, but holding pace.
Look at his fucking body, Hiller. Are you suspicious? Look at that. That is nuts, dude.
That's all
you look bigger than you have in a bit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
You do look bigger.
Come on.
Last time I saw fit photos and videos of you, you were looking a little frail.
Well, dude, I told you guys this. I got really sick in the summer, and I picked up that parasite, and I was just shitting myself like silly for.
Is that code for girlfriend? Parasite?
I wish, dude.
Hey, let me ask you another question. This is hard hitting. You ready, Hunter?
Yeah.
From that event, going backwards, when was the last time you vaped? Like, did you vape that day before the event?
No, but I got wasted the Saturday before.
What is wrong with you?
How is it possible that you look so good and you're so strong? Can you tell me about the hurting part again? Because I've had some hurts lately doing some shit that Hiller's told me to do that's like just really, you don't look like you're hurting. You're not like.
No, you look good.
If you watch these guys, I'm sure they're all hurting, but if you watch the people finish the marathons, like go look at the most recent world record marathon finish, they walk across the finish line and they're just kind of like, But there's just periods of time in there where you're like, hey, I have to hold like a 4:35 mile to set this world record. And for some reason, miles 16 to 18 feels like 10 times harder than the miles before and the miles afterwards. And it's just kind of like undulation of pain and intensity where there's times where you're feeling good and then there's times you're just not feeling good. But because of setting a world record in a sport like this, like you have to hold a certain pace the entire time, no matter how you feel. Otherwise, you're not going to get it.
What is your best
So
marathon?
I've only done one marathon. I ran a 2:54, but I think right
Holy
now,
shit.
right now I could probably run like a probably like a 2:30 high, maybe 2:42 to 2:38. And if
You
I
think it's bad?
really
You think it's
went,
bad for your career to do that? Your body? You think you would take it? You know, like fighters only have so
this guy's
many.
setting the world record, and he's just kind of giving everybody like salutes and stuff like that. And then watch him come across. He just kind of like hangs out, smiles a little bit, and gives a hug. But I guarantee there was probably 10 to 30% of that race, if not more, that he was dead.
He's just pumped to be done, dude.
Yeah.
There was a wheelchair behind him. Did you see that?
It was,
Dude, have you ever seen the finish line? Go look at this. This is incredible. Go look at Christian Blumenfeld Olympic finish. He comes across and then like lays down the ground, then celebrates, and then just starts violently throwing up. Like it's incredible. These guys are so measured and so contained with their performances during the actual like action, and then afterwards they completely unravel. Like you just wouldn't know what they were going through. But to see somebody retch like that after winning an Olympic gold medal, you just know what it took. It's insane.
Sorry, interrupt you. Hunter, is Sevan fitter than Eddie? Listen, guys.
Eddie Ift?
Yeah, I'm not even like in the same world as him.
Yeah, because
Eddie
you're
contacts-
That
Eddie
guy is so
contacts
fucking
me.
fit. Yeah.
And asked for advice about training. And yeah, this
You
guy
think
just
that
won the
he's
Olympic
fitter
gold.
than you are? Are you kidding me?
Eddie If, dude, he was a fucking former track guy. He's fucking like
So
here's
what?
the kind of here's
You're
I
the
only
former
have fit.
media director of the
Listen, I can carry a 40-pound bag for all day. That's it. That's like if I'm like sitting on the couch, I can carry a 40-pound bag all day.
I don't do chew anymore. This is not a plug, but I switched over to coffee grinds.
Oh, I
trying to
tried
get off
those
tobacco.
once. Those suck.
You say
Well, it's better
coffee
than
grinds?
it's better than doing chew. I've been
It's
chewing
so
probably since I've been like
dry.
15. Yeah, they are kind of shitty. What we used to do is we would take if you really want to have a good time, you open up your chewing tobacco. You got Copenhagen, long cut. You fill the tip of the tin with whiskey, and then you put it back on, and then you soak the entire thing with whiskey, and then you pack lips.
Did you
That's
say
how
you-
I'm man.
you are replacing
So-
your chew with coffee grounds? Did I hear
Yeah,
that
so
right?
like so every single one of these things has this, and you see how it's like a very shallow top. You fill
Yeah.
that with whiskey, and then this is supposed to be tobacco, let's just say, and then you just basically pour that in there, take it, shake it up, pack a lip, and you just get to work.
Pack your pouches.
Wow.
Is it legal
Hey.
in Hyrox?
How is it?
Disgusting.
Let me ask this real quick. How is it when tobacco raises your heartbeat? So when I see people like Fraser or you doing tobacco, I'm always like, how the fuck can they
What
be
is
doing
that?
tobacco? That's coffee.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's not coffee. This is coffee.
So
Oh,
what is
what-
that?
This is my hydration drink and green powder.
That's your hydrate, like a Hunter McIntyre product?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It looked like that thing from
I've
BIRTHFIT.
showed you this, but it's called Hydro. We basically
Hydro.
created like what I call hybrid hydration. I wanted to have a product that was like it was differently designed than what you see in the bodybuilding world or the Ironman world. This is more for hybrid athletes. So we use amino acids and electrolytes. If you guys ever want to get really good at intensity at training, don't dope. Like use a lot of taurine. Like we use 3,000 milligrams of taurine per scoop. That allows you to push it in intensity. It's pretty epic. Go to Builder.
I
Builder
don't think you
Sports.
hurt that bad for some reason setting the Hyrox World Championship.
No, not terribly.
What's the is there a workout where you hurt really bad, where you're writhing on the ground, you thought maybe you might have a heart attack, or like you were calling for your girlfriend to help you or something like I did the other day? You ever have, and do you have any memories you're like, holy fuck, that was really bad?
I'm trying to think. Oh God, it was like what's it's called, like sevens.
The
It's
CrossFit workout.
Yeah, you know that I'm talking about? It's like
With the
7
thrusters and the
deadlifts.
high pulls and it's like 225 deadlift
Yeah.
and push up.
More-
Yeah.
It's like it's really hard. And
7
when I
hours.
first got into CrossFit, I was working with Brian McKenzie, and he programmed this for me, and it just fucking wrecked me.
There's no high pulls. And I got the deadlift weight wrong.
Yeah, but 135-pound thruster when I was 24 was insanely heavy. Like, it was all singles.
How old are you now?
10 years older, 34.
Hey, is the records you're setting in Hyrox just so obviously going to be beaten because you're old in setting them? Like, are they just 10 years away from a 24-year-old doing it?
I mean, dude, I think like everything, like sport gets better with time, and like science gets better with time. So I don't know. Like, I think if you took these carbon-plated shoes out of running right now, all of the records would be about 3 minutes slower than they are.
What are carbon-plated shoes?
They're called super shoes. So everybody's running in carbon-plated super shoes, which gives you like basically higher levels of propulsion moving forward at about like a 1 to 3% gain. And
No shit.
yeah, dude, I think it's super lame, but like,
Whoa.
yeah, look at these shoes. They're like $300, and they're made of basically like carbon-plated turbines that just propel you forward.
Are they wear once, throw away?
No, but you probably can get less mileage than the average shoe, but it's in my mind, it's cheating. It's changed the entire industry, and things like this will continue to come out. Like I say, if you think about the Ironmans they did back in the day compared to now, the equipment that they're using is a humongous percentage of the results that they're getting. So I think that's something to do with it. Like I don't know if people are getting fitter with time. I think people are just getting better at training, and the equipment's getting better.
What do you think the What do you think about that kind of that buzz that's going around that Ryan Fisher hyped up, saying that Hyrox will be bigger than CrossFit someday?
Oh, I entirely believe it.
You do? You think it's going to be like?
It's just something that everyone can participate in. Like, they had 13,000 people competing 2 weekends ago, and they just sold 21,000 tickets within like 2 to 3 days for the one in May. And like, it may not be the most interesting thing, it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but everyone can do it. And
So you think it's like it'll be bigger than Tough Mudder or Spartan Race? You think it's
I think so. It may just like come up and pop and like, you know, basically go over. But I think for countries like the UK just soaked it up so quickly. Asia's going to soak it up next at an even faster rate than the UK and everything. And then, you know, it's already in Australia, and then it goes to South America, and all these people in, I think, CrossFit have been primed to do something like this for a really long time. And it's like the first and most accessible touch point that functional fitness has ever had.
Doing Hunter's 12 days of Christmas tomorrow. Hey, it would be really good for CrossFit if Hyrox exploded.
I think so. It would keep their gyms alive.
Really good. Yeah, I don't think they're competitors. Do you think they're competitors? I think they're complementary.
I think it's so stupid. So I'll tell you, like, this is what I watched happen in the obstacle racing industry. There was Tough Mudder, Spartan Race, and OCRWC, and they all worked against each other for as long as they possibly could.
What was the one you said? OWC? I never heard of that one.
OCRWC, Obstacle Racing World Championship. So they only had
I have heard
like
of that.
2 qualifiers and then a world championship.
Okay.
And they all worked against each other for as long as they possibly could until the industry basically collapsed. Tough Mudder went bankrupt, and then Spartan Race bought it. And then just recently, Spartan Race bought OCRWC. And now they're all working together to help improve the sport. And what happened was they all fought against each other, trying to have like independent market share, and tried to they'd intentionally position themselves, or like if it was a really important weekend for obstacle race, OCRWC, Spartan Race would put their event the same exact weekend. It was really petty shit, and it destroyed the marketplace. And what ended up happening is like it just brought the entire experience for athletes around the world down. And with just the way the economy works and people's interests and things, it all dipped at the same time and collapsed. And now obstacle racing is probably the lowest it's ever been and continuing to go low.
Sounds like putting the Fit Fest during the Dubai Fitness Championship.
Yeah, and I'm watching now like CrossFit kind of do the same exact thing, where if CrossFit was smart, and I'm not saying that they are or aren't.
They aren't.
They aren't.
It sounds like you're saying they aren't, but go on.
They're definitely not. I never said those things.
Not smart. I'm writing that down in my notes. Not
smart. Yeah.
I think that what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to ignore Hyrox as long as they possibly can.
And Hiller.
And then they're going to ignore it as long as they possibly can. Deny. And then they will probably reach the point of such a low that then they all of a sudden try to create some kind of synchronicity. And at that point, Hyrox will be so big, they're like, we don't have anything. You don't have anything you can offer us. Like, I believe, let's just say the numbers right now globally are like 2,500 Hyrox gyms, and there's about 12,500 CrossFit gyms. You are going to watch the vertical line of Hyrox gyms go up as the parachute gets cut, and it just a plummeting aspect of CrossFit gyms. And the pass is going to happen probably within 24 months.
Let me ask you this then. So is this inaccurate? It's the model. Hyrox is a sport, not a training model. CrossFit can be the fitness and facility for the sport of Hyrox. But what you're saying is Hyrox, this is maybe a little misunderstood. Hyrox also is a training model?
No, not really. And listen,
what's a Hyrox gym?
I think you have a lot of super fans that are watching this that have like petty attachment to CrossFit.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I love CrossFit. I have 6 certifications from CrossFit. I think it's one of these kind of things where it was a great place to get started, but everybody understands there's adaptations and evolutions with time. And I think people have recognized that what is if you had to say an average person when you think of CrossFit, what's the first thing they think it's synonymous with? Give me an intelligent answer, people.
One more time. I was reading
super fit.
No. The average person, like if you say CrossFit to like you're just like your grandmother or somebody you met on the street, what is the first word they probably think it's synonymous with?
Were you talking with
cross training?
Injury.
There you go.
That's bullshit.
Listen, dude. Once again, you have this petty attachment to it, so I'm just going to try to do this completely from a marketing standpoint of just marketability and sales point. It is synchronous with the idea of injury. It is considered too tough. It's considered too macho to a lot of the average population. And I'm not saying that they're right. I'm not saying that they're right. Don't answer that fucking phone.
That's Greg.
And what's going to happen is what's going to happen is basically Hyrox has no ego of like weight and movement and all that kind of stuff.
Jesus Christ, they have you. They have you. What do you mean they have no ego? They have you.
No, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not saying whatever business model is better.
I know.
I wanted to quit a year ago. I did. I really did. Because I was like, I'm done with this shit. There's nothing to be gained here. And basically, you're just going to watch this thing continue to grow. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't growing the pace that it was.
A good point. That's interesting. Caller, go ahead. Thank you for being patient.
Hey, Sevi, it's Plumber. I got 2 things for you. One, I got a question. Would Hyrox be around if CrossFit never existed?
Probably.
What would you guys finish with, though?
Way to put your freaking stamp.
No, good point. They wouldn't be. They stole all the movements from CrossFit. You're right. You're right. They wouldn't be. You're right.
Would you be doing?
But that's okay. Don't be petty. That's okay, Hunter, to say it wouldn't be. That's fine.
Hold on. You're telling me no one in the history of time has ever squatted and thrown a ball up in the air before CrossFit?
Listen, not no one.
Never.
Come on, Hunter.
Come on. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
Plumber, move on. We know where
they slam it on the ground. They do fucking med ball slams for 100 times.
This is like you saying that everybody was a caveman until CrossFit came around. Did you know that like a thruster never existed until CrossFit came around? No one had never ever squatted and then put a ball up over their head or a barbell over their head.
Yeah,
I think this is Hunter's
but
petty
you-
attachment to Hyrox.
There's no,
Yes,
it's no
yes. Just
attachment
admit
to
it, Hunter.
Hyrox. You guys just are so caught up in the CrossFit thing. I can't wait until this happens, and then we talk. And I'm talking to you guys next year, and there's only 1,500 affiliate gyms.
I'm
and
changing
you're
the
all
name of
sitting
my
ar-
show to the
You're all
Sevan
sitting
Podcast
around
Show.
a trash
One's
can.
a straight-
You're all sitting around a trash can fire begging for help. You guys are such idiots.
Hey,
This is
Will,
ridiculous.
Hyrox, just like
You're
there
like,
wouldn't
don't
be
you
vibrating.
remember the time back when we used to be so cool and we did that the CrossFit Games in Carson in 2013?
Maybe
Well,
Berkshire
here's
will finally
amazing.
throw us a bone.
Oh my God! Do you
I
remember that
respectfully
guy
raise my
Rich
hand.
Fronin with his abs and his pecs? It was amazing. Oh my
I'm raising my
gosh.
hand. Raising my
Yeah,
hand.
oh,
Okay,
golly,
go on.
golly,
Will
gee
Plummer,
willikers.
second question,
Okay.
Will.
Okay. Disregard the competition aspect, right? Hyrox is a fitness racing thing. CrossFit's the cure to the world's most vexing problem.
Thank you.
My mom is not going to walk into a Hyrox
Gold's Gym
because
has been
she wants to
around
fucking
longer
PR
and has
time,
had more
right?
people
I
in it
put her
than
in
fucking
a
CrossFit.
CrossFit gym
You're a chump,
because it's
dude.
not. She's not going to
Gold's
end up in
Gym
a
has
hole.
had more people in it than 20 times the amount of CrossFit. You are a fucking fool. Spin
Gold's
has
Gym
had
is
more
also
people in it.
Who-
CrossFit is.
What
You
actually
get a
helps anyone?
calculator out and then swallow the thing so you could pick up on some basic fucking math, you retard. This is ridiculous.
Oh,
You
my
guys
goodness.
are so hung up on CrossFit. You
Okay.
have no idea. Peloton has done a better job. You guys are clueless.
How
The
dare
number
You're
of people
wrong.
that
You're
have
just
moved
wrong.
because of a
You're
basic
just
fitness
wrong.
modality is so far beyond CrossFit. What, do you own an affiliate with 3 members? Are you that obsessed with this thing? You need to wake
Oh
up,
my God.
dude.
No,
You need to wake up. I am so sorry that you are blind. Like, do you live on a leper's island with no information coming in on it because you are stranded with the rest of your
This is
stupid CrossFit friends?
coming from the guy who wins $1,000 for a Hyrox event.
Dude, it does
Oh,
nothing to do with
Jesus,
monetary value.
Jesus.
Do you think that monetary value is based on my
Dude,
my
I
value
don't
of
give a fuck
intelligence?
about the
I made
competition.
more
aspect.
money as a spin
I care
instructor
about
than I
the
did in
fact that
Hyrox.
you can change someone's life.
Oh my God! So can the Bible, you
Who
idiot.
walks into a
What
fucking
the
Snap
fuck is
Fitness?
wrong with
Who
you?
walks into a Snap Fitness?
You don't have
finds
to
a community
exercise. You can read the
and
Bible
elite
and you can
level
find
fitness.
something that's far more
Fucking
valuable
no
than CrossFit, dude. Have a little faith, my friend. I hope-
Fantastic. Mr. Plummer, thank you for calling. Fantastic conversation.
I hope that your burner phone
Hey.
runs out of fucking cell phone minutes, you idiot.
Okay, thank you. All right. Talk to you later, Plummer. Thank you.
See ya.
God,
Criminy. Holy shit.
I cannot
Listen,
believe
listen.
the audacity of you
Will's mad that he
CrossFitters.
just did 30 or 30 wall walks.
Listen, I know Hunter McIntyre is the needle mover every time. I know. What a savage. Okay, hold on a second. Let's make some of this down a little bit. That there would not be a Hyrox without CrossFit. That is true.
That's okay.
I'm not saying that they invented the moves, but I'm saying it's a little. There wouldn't be. It's basically across. Someone's like got the Hyrox. I know the birth story of Hyrox, and so do you.
I don't
Someone's
think
like, hey,
Hyrox
let's
is the
just
best
pick
thing on
one.
earth. I just think
I'm not
that it's
saying you
doing
don't. I'm not
very
saying you
well.
don't. I'm not saying you don't, but it's a really cool event and it really tests fitness and it's got a lot of different modalities and it's a cool time domain and all that stuff. I agree. But basically someone thought, hey, this CrossFit sport's pretty cool, but if we could just take one event and do it over and over, we could maybe have the next marathon. And that's what Hyrox is. And I'm not right. I guarantee you that's the origin story, right? No,
I'm not. They don't even have a training modality, by the way.
Who's they? Hyrox?
Hyrox.
They don't have an education platform, any of these kind of things. So it's not like this is something that's actually competing against CrossFit.
Right.
As
I think
far
they
as an
complement each other. So you
as-
do think they complement each other?
Yeah, of course, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the same way that saying like Iron
But
Man.
OCR
and-
and Tough Mudder were in competition. OCR and Spartan were in competition. It's basically run as a group. But Hyrox is different than CrossFit in the sense that you can train CrossFit and then express it in Hyrox, like very cleanly.
Sure. Listen, I think you guys think that I think there's something wrong with CrossFit. I just don't.
I don't. I know you. I know. I don't. No, you're not coming
We're
across
talking
like
to a
that at all.
games athlete over here.
You're just you're fair and balanced. You're not part of the brainwashed cult like the rest of us.
I'm just watching something happen right in front of us. Like what happened a couple of weekends? Didn't you guys have a competition for Masters that nobody showed up to?
No. It was a
Take
good
it easy.
competition.
It's because
No.
CrossFit didn't promote it, all right?
No.
Oh.
It'd be like if the Super Bowl was happening and there were no commercials. All right.
No. People showed up to it. It was a big event. It's just not a big. It's like Hyrox. It's just not. Hyrox not a
You're
spectator
thinking
event,
about
is
the
it?
adaptive games, Hunter.
Oh,
Oh, right.
isn't this what happened a couple weekends
Hey,
ago?
don't get me wrong. It's not like they're not making a killing off of this. How many people? How does Hyrox make its money? By the way, like
I
at
have
the
no
event.
clue.
Is it from
We'll just do the
entrance?
basic number. If 10,000 people show up for 100 pounds, which is 126 USD, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay. So 10,000 people run through the course in a day.
Yeah.
For 2 days or 3 days or whatever.
Pretty
Okay.
crazy.
All right. So when you say all those people, they're all participants. Okay. And Legends probably had, I'm going to say 500 participants. So Hyrox had 20x the participation.
No. Well, no, sorry. I thought you said there was 100. Yeah, you're correct. In reality, I think what's going to end up happening is like eventually they're in expansion mode. So they're probably spending more than they're earning. But I don't know. You know how this
I got
goes.
the impression
Eventually-
that the guy wants to build it and then sell it. Am I misunderstanding that? I got that impression.
he's been doing. Christian's one of the more interesting people. If you have him on, you interview him. He is very, very interesting, very
I
intelligent.
had him on. It was good. Yeah. It was
Okay,
good.
so then
Yeah.
he's fun. I mean, like the guy has done so many things in his lifetime that it ends up being something. There's
He's
always
cool.
something to talk about. But I think he'd probably be on to the next business idea within 5 years.
The only thing is he's excited about his kids going to college, and I would be terrified if my kids were going to college.
His kids are awesome.
good.
T.O., his
I'm glad to
son,
hear that.
is actually working at Hyrox right now.
Oh,
And
good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
he's such a cool kid, dude. He's such a like he works, I think, in the merch, and we went out partying last time I was hanging out with those guys. He's just a good guy. I met him when I think he was 16 or 15 at first.
How old is he now?
He's got to be 19 or 20.
All right. Is it a
Look at that beard. Do I need to grow my beard back and cut my hair?
Dude.
Look at that look. Jesus.
He's an insanely funny guy.
You guys were very similar in that, you and Christian.
Hey,
I bet
let me
that's
ask you this with zero humility, please don't hold back. Do you think Hyrox would be? How do you think you've contributed to the growth of Hyrox?
I
don't think I'd
definitely-
ever heard of it. I know I would have never heard of it if it wasn't for you. Never, ever.
I think they definitely have like a massive hole in their marketing when it comes to the elite side of things. I think they have zero issue right now with participant numbers. I think as far as the professional of it, like the professional side, yeah, they probably would be still rubbing sticks together trying to make fire in the woods if it wasn't for me. But that's okay. That's good. I mean, I think like Rich Froning and Annie Thor's daughter and people like that in the very beginning stages were heroes that got us pretty aligned. Like Lance Armstrong came in and made cycling what it was. Like the United States did not care about cycling. And like Conor McGregor and some other guys like Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell were the people that made UFC interesting. You know, I think Mike Tyson in boxing and, you know, Tiger Woods in golf and that kind of stuff. So there's characters that people and brands just get attached to, you know?
I remember hearing about it in 2017 or 18. A buddy of mine, very fit dude at the affiliate, goes, "Hey, you want to go do this?" And I go, "No, I don't want to run a 10K. You out of your fucking mind?"
Yeah.
Broken up by 10 separate things. Crazy. 5
Listen,
miles.
exercise
fun.
can be
Absolutely not.
exciting. What do you do for exercise these days?
Oh, hold on a sec, Killer. Hold on. Will Plummer, I started
no.
yelling, which is my bad. Nah, dude, let me tell you something. You weren't going to get in a word edgewise. The fucking redheaded firecracker was fucking all over you like fly on shit. Like, you did great, Will. You did perfect, but you lit the fuse and then you stepped back and we watched Hunter handle his business. I thought you were fantastic, Will, as a foil for the great Hunter McIntyre, the Pink Panther, as he's affectionately known. Okay, and then one more thing before we talk about what Hiller does to work out. When you won, and I won't forget, Hiller, I want to know what you do to work out too, what you put in your butt. When you won, how long did you enjoy the excitement from winning Hyrox? Do you enjoy it for even one day? Is it 24 hours or is it a week, or how long do you get to ride that high? Or is it like,
Dude,
10
I don't think
minutes?
I'm going to enjoy any of this until I retire.
Wow. So you really don't enjoy it. You don't get to enjoy it.
No, it's not that you
It's
don't
like-
get to enjoy it. Like I enjoy the process of training for it, but I don't enjoy the process of winning it. And if you think about it, like I always have a target on my back. So the following week, I didn't really get to train at all because I was flying back from Europe. And then I get back here and I just start training and I'm like already going for the doubles record tomorrow. Like every decision is just like, you're only as good as your last race. And yeah, sure, I set the world record last race, but then I raced this weekend. And then you have to decide what you're going to do the rest of the season to set up like that really stellar world championship result. And then you get 3 months of just like drinking beer and not talking about Hyrox at all. And then you're right back into it.
Mm.
You know?
Jesus. I figured it was like that. HillerFit. You do HillerFit. You do HillerFit programming.
I do.
Yeah.
But
do you really
what
like
does that mean?
still
What?
do CrossFit, or do you just like do some bodybuilding and rowing intervals? Like what's like the dad bod?
Why
thing?
would you think that that's something that I would do? Because it's something that I've done before.
No, I honestly,
you
like
know
that's
that?
what I'm assuming my career is going to be like when I get done. I'm like, okay, guys, it's chest day. I'm gonna do 100
Yeah.
reps at 225, and then
Jeffrey
I'm gonna
Birchfield
do
workout. Yep.
5x5, 500-meter rows at max effort with like 3 minutes rest between.
No,
that
I
would be
would
my
say
day.
I would say I do CrossFit with a mixture of powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and that's just freaking CrossFit anyway. So I do CrossFit.
You still do CrossFit, like you go
I
hard.
try to bury my head into the wall as often as I can, but I've got an emphasis right now on. I got this workout that I'll do. It's 10 rounds, 300-meter row, 50-foot handstand walk, and about halfway through that thing, my like. And I bet that this has something to do with the testosterone. My upper body position kind of gets all out of whack. So I've been working on positions quite a bit so that I don't feel like I got the shit beaten out of me halfway through a handstand walk, or I'm struggling to maintain one position from being overly tight. I look like Will Morad when I'm upside down, just like super wound up.
Dude, I'd rather put a gun in my mouth than do that workout.
Why?
I just
Ten-
don't, I don't
why?
want I don't want to walk on my hands. Like at this point in my life, my perfect workout would be 10-minute AMRAP of a 2K ski, and then sit down and just do like 35-pound kettlebell clean and jerks, as many reps
That's cool.
left.
That's
And just
CrossFit.
like that's just like max engine. Okay, now I'm just hot and sweaty, and now I'm just going to use the rest of my energy to get a little pump and dump, and I'm done.
What would
Do you
think
consider
of
what you do
PK?
CrossFit, Hunter? Do you consider what you do CrossFit?
Yeah, for sure.
Is
Sorry,
this
go ahead,
Dave
Taylor.
Astro onto you because it kicked you out of the CrossFit games? You'd rather do anything other than a handstand walk?
No, but dude, even before I got into that stuff, like I think it's interesting to ride a unicycle, which is like a very athletic and balanced movement. But I think like getting better at handstand walking to me is not one of these kind of things where I'm like, super interesting. I'm like, oh, I was able to handstand walk in a straight line. I'm like, have you ever tried going up a staircase? I'm like, no. Like that's, to me, that's not what turns me on. Like I think when I'm older, I'll just like one day of a working out, I'll just get into a canoe and strap some 5-pound weights on or kayak on the thing and get like an extra pump. And that to me, like just paddling as hard as I can for an hour would be a great workout.
I think what you're thinking is you should just get into a river of maple syrup. You know?
And just, yeah. But I don't want to do the hard stuff anymore. I just want to get like big arms. Like this was
what the
really
fuck
fun.
happened to this?
Your arms are big. God, look how young you look there. Colton Merton's in the house. What's up, Colton? Good to have you. Sarah Cox in the house. Best podcast ever. Oh, awesome.
Is Colton Merton the guy, the tiny CrossFitter?
Yeah, the tiny cross. Yep.
I
CrossFit
like
Games
that
athlete.
guy a lot. He's
what-
I'm his biggest fan.
No chance in Hyrox being good at Hyrox, right? Just too little.
No, I think
Too
the
much
other
running
day-
for him.
Yeah, the other day, what's his name? They did an interview with
Dude,
Chris
this freak has
Hinshaw
been to
on
the
it.
games 3 times, I think. This fucking little dude.
Colton?
Dude,
Yeah.
he's the best. He's the freaking coolest.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say the other
they
day?
did-
You
they
saw a
did an
dwarf do
interview-
Hyrox? You ever seen a
They
dwarf
did
do
an interview
Hyrox?
with Hinshaw. No, but look at that. Look at
Okay.
that. Look at his levers. Have you ever watched dwarfs do powerlifting? It's the best. They only move like 3 inches, but it's incredibly impressive what they do. The fuck
This
that
is so
noise?
fucking impressive. Is this his heavy? What is this? How
What
much
is he
weight's
doing? Is
on
that-
bar?
Was it like 450?
It's a fuckload, is what it is. Didn't he do 500 for reps recently? I just don't know if this is what that is.
It's a 55, 2 45s, 35, and a 25.
455.
Jeez.
Yeah, but he's done 500 for reps. Around the same time, Nick Matthew did 500 for reps. So
Dude,
they're
I
in
think-
competition to have the strongest legs in CrossFit.
You just got like for him, dude, like a 70-pound dumbbell snatch is only about 2 feet of movement, and he just rips.
I'll never forget Colton massacring the dumbbell thrusters at the Granite Games the first year. I think it was the first year he made the games. And
He's not. Is that his girlfriend? He's not as
pound dumbbells.
He's not as tall. His girlfriend's significantly taller than him. He's
She's
standing
very
on a
tall,
box
She
or
might be
something.
wearing heels.
She's a games athlete.
No, but I've seen her. Look at that's now they're the same height. Hey, what were you going to say about dwarves? What were you going to say about Hyrox and short people, Hunter?
It wasn't about short people. They did an interview with
Hinshaw?
Hinshaw the other day, and basically Hinshaw was like, I bet you Adler would do really well at this, and I think he's just too small.
Hyrox?
Yeah.
How about Roman?
I think he'd do great, but he'd have to probably lose some weight. Like Roman probably outweighs me by maybe another like 5 to 10 pounds.
You think that's going to make that big of a difference? Well, you're kind
It
of
is if you can't run at speed at that weight. Like
You
weight
think
is
Adler's too small for to set a sub
Adler's
1
what,
hour
like
time?
5'9", 5'8"?
He's probably 5'10".
No,
Really,
he's not
really?
5'10". He's not 5'10".
I don't think so. I
Dude.
think he's
Yeah.
He's taller than me.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Google says 5'9".
Yeah, and always
maybe
take away
5'6".
about an inch or two.
okay. Shit, I didn't know he's that tall. Are there any short guys who are good at Hyrox? Any 5'5"ers? No,
No,
none.
like if you look at the podium, we're all over 6 feet tall, and if you look at the podium at CrossFit, most year everybody's like 5'9" or less.
Crazy.
Like I would say, Fikowski and Vellner have always been the outliers, and the rest of the field, I would say, in like the top 20 are 5'9" or less.
Jelly Hoste.
You ever had a standy?
A standing hand job.
Yeah, standy. Yeah, standy.
Like, of course I know what that is.
You ever had a standy?
What is a standy?
You're just standing there and someone disarms the weapon, unloads the weapon for you. Just standing there, like imagine like you're standing at the stove, and you're like, or like you're in the shower washing your hair and you're facing someone and they give you a standy.
Yeah,
Standy.
I feel like that's
Understand?
just basic procedure. If you've got a great flowing relationship with your partner, it just needs to happen at all times.
Can this happen from behind or no? Do you have
Last
to be
night,
Not
facing-
really.
You have to be
From training.
facing one another.
That's
Yeah,
a reach around.
I love the
Yeah.
sentence. I love the context of the sentence. It had to come from a tranny. Give me 30 seconds. I got to get some pee out.
Okay. Oh, so mention the standy and he's got to pee. That's weird.
It just takes too long, you know.
The handy, it can,
And
but
you
it
guys
can
ever
be, but it not all. It doesn't have to.
How does it not
No.
have to?
I don't know, but I try to go for sub 60 seconds all the time.
With a standing hand job.
It's please standy. Call it what it is. Standy. It's crass when you call it. We'll say the whole thing. It's crass.
It did sound much more crass when you say it like that.
Oh boy, Jody Lynn. Someone's got to work in the standy. I mean, it's just part of the show this month.
Every
I
time
think.
you brought that up, I always think about the difference between laying and standing, and there's a significant difference in the time to completion.
Wow. Oh, he just peed outside.
He really did.
He just. I wonder if he's in Malibu.
Yeah,
Hey,
you got to stand in.
Hunter, are you in Malibu?
Yeah, I just took a piss outside. That was great.
Did your neighbors see you?
No, but I've got guests here, and they definitely saw me pee, but that's okay.
Yeah, I peed outside this morning, and I looked out, and my neighbor's just staring at my dick.
No.
Sorry.
Dude, that's happened to me.
They got.
before,
They were standing by their fence, and I'm like, "What are they doing?" And they were hiding. They ducked down and hid behind a bush because I don't think that they
Was it a
wanted to-
man or a woman?
It was a dude. It was a dude.
Dude, when I was
And
younger,
he was out there with his puppy, so I think he got a puppy, and he was in. It's like 30 fucking degrees. I'm like, "What are you doing out there?" But he's standing out there with his puppy, watching it pee, and me.
I don't understand this question. Was Hiller nice to Andrew? I've hung out with both of them together. They get along very, very, very well. The three of us got along like we were brothers. I don't even have any brothers, but
Wait a minute. What?
Was Hiller nice to Andrew? Saying
I think he
another
means
Andrew?
Hunter. Was Hunter nice to Andrew?
Oh yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense. I converted
Unless
that.
Hiller
in my
has
head.
schizophrenia or something, and he's got 2 personalities.
Or he's asking if Hiller was nice to Andrew Charlesworth. That was a whole different discussion. Will Plummer, back at it, throwing stones. Here's the thing, you jackass, Hunter McIntyre. Ultimately, Hyrox wouldn't exist without CrossFit. It takes members, movements, training methodology, etc., from the CrossFit ecosystem without giving back. Oh, that wasn't necessary, Will, to say without giving back. That was a shot. Hyrox is CF's parasite. Holy shit.
Dude, I'm just going to tell you this. You guys have cannibalized yourself with all of this terrible ecosystem of you guys and your methodologies and your wannabe who's the leader. You guys fire your CEOs every 3 to 6 months. This is textbook company about to collapse strategizing. And
do you think that's we're woke, right? We eat our own. We're woke.
I can't believe you guys fired the person who founded every single part of this because you guys are so insecure. And this guy right here is the reason why the brand collapsed, because of how insecure he is. He's still typing on his phone now.
Will Plummer crash.
New video.
Plummer destroyed CrossFit.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. You guys can't get over yourselves. You're holding on to something. If you want, like, you ever try to hold Sandy to go like this, or you could just go like this? Oh, dude, this is so ridiculous.
You ever had a two-handed standy?
Everybody gives me the pepper shaker. It's the only way to handle business.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! I never heard of the pepper shake. Oh, my wife, my mother-in-law's in town. My wife said no more standy talk. Show's been edited. I thought I was watching a professional podcast. Yeah, well, you're not.
I think this is the best way to enjoy it. I was listening to Howard Stern the other day, and he was saying the most inappropriate stuff. And I'm like, damn, dude, like, this guy is just ripping it and just saying the most inappropriate stuff. He was talking about these two co-hosts of, like, Good Morning America, one of the major shows. They started hooking up with each other, and they both kind of got let go of the network, and now they have their own podcast.
Okay.
He hates podcasts.
He just basically just talked about their sex life the entire time, and in, like, just really inappropriate, ridiculous ways for about 45 minutes on air. And I was like, how is he getting away with this?
Wow.
But it's his own private show.
What's this mean? I got a Dutch rudder from Hunter after a 10K.
Oh, that's when two people jerk each other off.
That's not a Dutch rudder.
No, you're wrong. It's when you guide someone else's arm. You hold your own dick and I guide your elbow. Yeah.
Having someone complete the act of masturbation by pulling up and down on their forearm. Oh, wow.
If you guys were cramping out because you were tired after a 10K, I'd help you out.
Oh, so having someone. Oh, so you hold the unit and then someone else holds your arm, like if they don't want to touch it.
Is this thing popping and cracking a lot? Because people have been saying that a ton.
No. It's the best. It's our best show ever. Usually your thing kind of sounds a little gamey. It's actually a little better.
Interesting, because I've had a lot of people say that there's something wrong with my audio, and this guy even said it.
Still watching Stern in 2023 is a clear sign of mental retardation.
You know what a blumpkin is?
I don't know anybody who'd want to do a blumpkin.
I don't either. And I bet that Sevan has no idea what that is.
No, I don't know what a blumpkin is.
You know what an upper decker is?
I used to know an upper. Can we do this later? Can we do this on our Christmas show? Because I got my mother-in-law in the house. I can't be doing like dirty, rusty trombone stuff
when
right
you started
now.
talking about the standee, you said your boys are going to need some sort of education on this stuff because they're not going to go to public school. But this is where I learned all that.
Okay, we'll do a show dedicated for my boys to watch in 10 years.
I think I'm going to homeschool my kids for the first 10 years. Teach them like 3 or 4 languages.
French,
learn all the best stuff.
No English.
And then you have to educate them, and then I'm going to let them come into like the Gen Pop so that they can learn how the rest of the world works. But I'm going to teach them really well first. And then
teach them how to run fast.
No, dude. Like, I just wouldn't teach them any of the dumb shit that like I'm not going to teach
CrossFit?
them like long division, and I'm not going to teach them about how like the recessive traits of like the green bean versus the white bean. I'm like, I'm going to teach you guys things that's going to help you actually survive in this world rather than just waste your life. And then you can go in and pretend like the education system's providing something for you after I've taught you the real valuable things. And you guys can make your own decision from there. But I will prepare them really, really well in the first 10 years of their life. Because I think about the education system that I went through when I was younger, and I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever participated in.
Like which
Yeah.
part
You
of
don't
it?
care about alleles, dude? You kidding me?
Long
that?
division school. What's wrong with long division?
When was the last time any of you guys used a scientific calculator?
Never.
What the
I never
fuck
learned
is
how to
that?
use
Think
one.
about how big of a scam that was, that they made us all pay for these $100 calculators to press a couple of dumb buttons
Sine and
that did
cosine,
nothing.
tangent.
And I guess it's just like the act of like, can you learn problem solving? But at the same time, waste of money, waste of time. And all of a sudden, like I think about the amount of adults that I'm surrounded with and how broke they all are, how they never learned how to like actually take care of themselves when they got into the real world, what it was like to work for yourself versus work for a company, health insurance, taxes, finances, like all these kind of things. Nobody I know as like an adult actually knows these things at all.
Great
What do you
question.
think about cursive? What do you think about cursive?
Great question.
I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing. Like I collect Post-it notes and I travel around the world and I write people that I care about nice cards and give them to them.
You mean postcards?
So it's like, oh, sorry, postcards,
Thank you.
Post-it notes.
Thank you.
These are
Caleb.
Post-it notes. But yes, I collect these things.
Now Hunter's showing off.
No, but I'm saying like I write in cursive when I do that. And like I think that's a beautiful thing.
Will Plummer attacking the world record Hyrox holder, who had started the show by clearly saying he doesn't know the difference between 53.23 and 53.22. But here we go. Will Plummer, Hunter McIntyre doesn't believe in math? Question mark.
No,
Damn.
tell me the last time you guys did long division.
Hey, dude, I shit you not. I shit you not. Alexis and I are laid in bed the other day for an hour, and I'm trying to go to sleep the whole time. And she's long divisioning her way through fucking math problems out loud. And I'm like, shut up.
For what
trying to
reason,
go-
though? For
I
what
don't
reason?
know.
Just to prove that she could still do it?
She's like, give me 3 numbers and I'm going to divide them. 3-digit numbers, 2 of them. I'm going to divide them. And
Yeah.
she's
Did that make you
walking her way
horny?
through
Did that
long
make you horny?
No, it made me want to shoot myself. I'm like,
Oh.
Dude.
there's an easier way to do it, Alexis. Stop long divisioning it. I agree with Hunter. And I think
Zach,
Common
I
Core
just-
is the way to
Zach
do it.
T-Lander, I long divided your mom last night.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That is a really good joke. I've just reached a point
Oh
where I-
shit! Oh shit!
gonna
Hold on!
participate
Hold on! She was working out the number of hairs on Hiller's head.
Yeah, she was.
as
She was
fierce,
totally
dude. Do you
doing
think
that.
you're gonna go bald?
Yeah, probably.
Fuck, dude, that's heavy.
Not till he
Well,
does
it's
trend.
totally
Not till he
worth it.
does trend.
Savon,
Right.
are you gonna do
Challenge for
trend?
that. Me?
Yeah,
No, dude. I just told you I'm trying to get my mobility back, not throw it all away.
dude. I think like the Sam Sulek guy, like you got to get him on. I don't know if he would even talk, but
All he does is talk.
I know. But
As
I
long
don't
as
know
you
if
don't
he
have a
knows
woman in the
I don't
room,
know if he
you're
knows
good.
how to talk to other people though.
Oh, woman.
Yeah, he like freezes up. There's a ton of videos of him like seeing a woman. He like short circuits.
Shut the fuck up. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Dude,
Hey, what do
he's
you think that
incredible.
guy's fucking up his health? He doesn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
look human anymore. I kind of feel bad for him, and he seems like such a sweet young man.
I thought he was 40.
Someone's got to do it, dude.
He's cool. I really everyone likes this dude.
Hey, Hiller, can you come back from that? Like, can he like get his health back?
He's definitely gonna die before he's 65. There's no way he makes it past 65 at this point.
Wow.
But
Because-
well, the thing is,
Because of what?
Because of the drugs he's using and the diet he's using. I shouldn't say 65. If
I
put
use
my
the
life
same
on it,
exact
I would
diet,
say
by the way. So
75.
why don't you hush puppy your mouth?
Would you say?
Because I do the same exact diet. When he talks about having like cinnamon toast crunch and chocolate milk, I was like,
Yeah, dude.
that's
but
something
you
I
do
eat.
street drugs. You don't do anabolic drugs.
no, but I agree with this diet. There's no difference between like sweet potatoes and pure sugar if you're just ramming.
Oh,
Hard in
I
the
can't
gym.
wait till you're 44, Hunter. You're gonna.
I'm talking about when you're going hard in the gym. Like I would not give this to my parents. I'd be like, Dad, eat a sweet potato.
His walk-arounds at the grocery store are awesome. He just walks around and goes, well, I couldn't forget the Krispy Kreme donuts.
Hey, what do you think that guy's 400-meter run time is?
Shit.
I bet you
6
it's
minutes.
No,
I bet you it's pretty amazing for the first 200 meters, and then he just blows out.
You think he can do a 130, 400?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
probably 120-ish.
Hey, he should make some videos showing that. I bet you it looks fucking peculiar as fuck too, because he can't even take his shirt on and off without like some crazy gymnastics shit.
See, the thing about him though is he's so into building muscle that he would probably need to be more content creation for that to be something he'd even do.
I'm wondering how long the trend of him is going to last.
Longer than Liver King.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he has a theme. Like he doesn't have like a I'm going to roll with this idea. It's just he's vlogging about getting big.
I've tried to get Clarence Kennedy on the show, by the way. Andrew introduced me to him.
Clarence Kennedy. Oh,
You
is that
haven't seen this
really
guy?
crazy weightlifter?
Yeah.
That guy's a savage.
I think Tellander knows him.
There's
I
another guy
love-
who's a savage that you sent me the other day, the guy who won't show his face.
Dude, Tom Haviland is the strongest human on earth right now. By
No.
far. Dude, not even close. Tell me your other person that you think is better. Because this guy would rip him in half and then
He's
use their
stronger than
thighs.
the mountain, who's
Oh,
literally
by
ripped a
far.
man in half.
By far.
He's actually ripped a man in half. The mountain.
It's okay. But just go look up Tom Haviland.
Like this.
I'm telling you, there's nothing like this guy. Show video.
Oh, dude, this guy was on Rogan the other day, huh?
He was
Oh,
on
he
there?
was? He was on Rogan?
No, he wasn't on Rogan. They brought him up.
Rogan
on
always
Rogan.
gets it.
They brought him up, but apparently this dude doesn't use anything. But that's a bunch of bullshit.
This guy's 6'7".
Go to the videos of him power cleaning like 400. He just high pulls 405 pounds and then start and then
What
start
the fuck
doing-
is that?
This stuff's amazing. See if you can find the videos of him where he just basically high pulls 400 or 500 pounds and then starts doing Zerker squats with it.
I can't believe that guy's 6'7". His Instagram is pretty crazy, Caleb. His Instagram
It's
is nuts.
private.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Dude, there's videos of him like pause benching over 600 pounds for reps. He's just so savage. I'm gonna find a video that you guys need to see.
When I filmed Pulling John and I went to Russia and I filmed with
I
Alexei
love
Voda.
that. That guy is probably one of the greatest
This is
freaks of all
popping.
time. Dude, that
He-
video of him doing like single arm pull ups with a kettlebell.
Yeah,
What do you
And-
mean with the kettlebell?
in the other hand.
He just
fucking
grabs
kidding
and
me.
just like like a single arm pull up would be insanely hard to do on like an actual bar. He just goes over top of the ball of the kettlebell and just starts hitting some.
Oh,
Little
yeah, that's
chinnies.
right. That's right.
You're just like, what?
Can
and
you do a
he's
single arm
huge.
pull up, Hunter?
What?
Can you do a single arm pull up?
I could get a couple inches out of the hole, but no more.
I thought you were gonna say I could get a couple reps. I'm like,
No,
holy
no.
fuck.
I really
he,
want
he,
to.
He
Like,
put 1,000 pounds on over 1,000 pounds on the leg press and was
And then
doing
he
bench press with it.
yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite
What?
parts of a video.
Yeah,
Like a hammer
It's-
jammer?
it's yeah. It's in that movie. It's pretty crazy.
Where are the videos of him doing the high pulls?
Dildo, a couple inches out of the hole.
661.
God, this guy's
53
such a
singles.
freak.
Damn.
All right, this show's over.
Is that what you
I
think?
I just got to show you just one video of this dude. I guess he deleted all the videos. This sucks.
Mason Mitchell, I did 661 for 3 singles the other day.
I'm not sure that he's
That's
talking about
bullshit.
himself.
You shut the fuck up.
Not sure.
Okay, watch. This.
Oh, he's talking
this-
about the Tom guy.
Watch this guy. Okay, this is just
Wow,
this next
nice
move
shot.
is the one that's impressive. That's 405, and he just
Wow.
brings it to his chest.
Wow. You can't do
Dude,
that?
That's so gangster. You're just like, what the fuck? Here
What
goes
the fuck
again.
exercise is this? He's just he's
Dude,
doing it like
imagine-
it's a fucking exercise, man.
I know, dude. Imagine that was you. He would throw you around like a child.
Hey, I got
His
this-
workout gear is crazy. Is that Adidas?
I have no clue, dude, but
Adidas?
He is by far the most impressive strength athlete on the planet.
Hey, have you seen that Goob guy? Goob 2. He's the attorney who destroys people on Instagram
Yeah.
for being frauds.
Yeah. I like that. I think that's important for the internet right now because there's so many people that just have so much BS on the internet. And
do you think he could do it without being so angry though? Like be cool. Like he's angry. Like he's like
just because he's this tall, dude. He's this tall.
Why do you have to not like you don't have to hate the people who are frauds. You don't, you know what I mean? Like it's not healthy to and I like what he's doing, but I don't think you should hate. You don't need to hate the people who are frauds. You can just be cool with them.
He's probably just angry because he's tiny.
How tall is he?
But anyway, he does a lift that's fucking incredible. He sits on a bench and just pulls 315 off the ground from the seated position and puts it on his lap and starts repping it. It's fucking crazy.
But here's the thing, dude. It's impressive. He does that.
Yeah.
And he gets reps, like what, 10 of them at 315? I was
like,
shocked.
I don't know, but he does it easy.
25 bench for reps was like 27, which isn't great for how good he is at 315. See, this is more impressive than 225 or 27.
I think he's crazy impressive.
15 here?
That's Hunter's 1 rep.
Wow.
I just like the way he
was at 275.
The thought of sitting on the edge of a bench, just picking 315 up, putting it on my lap, rolling back, and then benching it. I mean, it's crazy.
Never standing up again because you severed your spine because it's so frail.
He's talking about me, not you, Goop. Chill.
You did 3 air squats at Sousa's gym, and you haven't been able to stand up since.
No, I'm done.
You warmed up with Pool Boy.
Oh, Goob wears Vindicate. No shit. All right, fair enough. I like it. He should.
How tall is he, Hunter? Do you know how tall he is?
About the size of this bottle.
Yeah, he does. He looks short.
You look at his forearms and his legs and everything like that. Did you see that? Like,
haven't you been around there though? I figured you may know him.
No, it's interesting. Like, there's so many people on the internet, and like you think you'd kind of have some kind of connection with them, but my world's smaller than it looks.
Well, I just know you've been over in the New York area, and that's where he's at.
Is he from New York?
That's where he's at. Yeah,
in Manhattan.
There's a guy out there this week doing overhead pistol squats, I think, with 185.
Oh, that's cool. I bet Hunter could do that.
No, he can't do
pistol squats with what?
185 over his head. Can you even do pistol squats? You're too tall.
No, I can do pistol squats. I don't like them. I'm at the point now where I just don't do anything that my body doesn't want to do. So,
yeah, that's good. You'd make it. You sound like a modern day woman. I don't do anything I don't want to do.
Yeah. Except for I look fucking awesome while doing it. Boys, I'm out. I got to go get some food and then I got to go train.
All right. Get at it, buddy. What are you training for? I
got my doubles world record I'm going after tomorrow. So I'm just going to do a little bit of like a hike and a jog.
What do you mean tomorrow? What do you mean tomorrow?
Tomorrow I race in LA for the last race of the season. And a buddy of mine who's like a sub 4-minute miler, just wicked. And he's one of the elite 15 guys. Like, what? Let's just go for the doubles record. And I said, to hell with it. Let's go.
What time?
What time are we racing?
Yeah.
8 a.m.
And where in LA?
You should come, dude. You said you wanted to come to one of these things.
I'm here. I'm in LA. I'm coming.
It's in LA. It's at the LA Convention Center. So it's probably, I have a videographer coming up from where you're at, and he said it's like 35 minutes.
Okay, Convention Center, and the race starts at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
And will the I don't need a handy right now. Wait till the show's over. Sorry, she's trying to give me standy. Will the owner be there of Hyrox? Will that gray hair dude I interviewed be there?
I don't know. Probably, because it's the end of the year, and I think they're trying to do a big push over here in the United States. So
what's his name? I want to use his name when I try to walk in the front.
Christian Tutski.
Christian Tutski. Okay, I'm gonna be like, I'm friends with Christian Tutski.
100%.
And can I say I used to sleep with you? I used to sleep with Hunter McIntyre.
Yep. Banged Hunter a couple times too.
I'm a former sugar daddy.
I'll let you right through the door. I look forward to seeing you. Text me if you're coming. Boys, it was cool hanging out.
Sorry, I don't want to stress you out. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Sorry.
Hunter doesn't seem like the stress type.
No, okay. I'm not gonna stress. All right, guys. Miss you. Hugs and kisses. Peace.
Unless Will calls in.
Bye.
Will calls in. He gets real stressed.
God, Will's a G. What a G Will is.
Hey, dude. If there was a Mount Rushmore moments and you had 50 of them, it's in the top 50.
Really?
I would say what Hunter rampaged right there.
Oh, God. Will, you're a G, dude. Good job.
God, I wish you had someone who could just throw that together for you. Like a top 50, like a hits. You know how they had the now, that's what I call Christmas CDs, or now that's what I call music 2021. Fuck, that'd be cool if someone just made that. Now that's what I call Sevan 2023.
Someone just started going through from the beginning of the library, watching at 1.5 speed, pulling out highlights. Caleb made this one time. I thought this is pretty fucking good. This is the only one we have that's like this, and Caleb made it. Hold on, I'll play it for you. It's great.
Fondal. My hair's coming back because I've been getting microneedling done to it.
Wait, let me see. Is it this one? Nope, not that. Is it this? Oh, not that. What's this?
BIRTHFIT is an empowered and
Oh, not that. Oh, I don't see it anymore. It used to be on here. There used to be like a
I wonder if it's in the old one.
Let me see. The Sevan Podcast. Okay. There's
honestly, there's a lot of great people in our space.
But I like that one. Compilation. Here it is. Here it is.
With this guy, you know.
If Howard Stern and Joe Rogan had a baby, you'd be looking at him. Remember, the people were live, so don't start picking your nose or pull your dick out or anything crazy like that. And this is why this is the greatest show on the internet, because there's a comment here that says a lot of pre-cum, and then right after there's a comment that says it's so sad. Let's go back to hand jobs.
People without their names, and they
No one clip that and play that on the internet. A thumb with a mustache. Yes. A thumb. Listen, a guy named Johan Lopez called you a thumb with a mustache. Wow.
I'm gonna shit myself.
Man, that Sevan Podcast is dull as shit.
Okay, you guys have a great day.
Okay.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Mwah.
No.
I was feeling familial, like it was my mom I was talking to.
God. You guys are so fucking lucky. What a great
Is
show.
that where Taylor's name came from?
I guess. Yeah. That was a great compilation, Mr. Beaver. Man, this show's funny. Is this show still that funny?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we need to ask the comment section. Is this show still that funny? I mean, I laughed pretty hard.
Damn,
I think that might be the hardest I've ever laughed. That's why I think it belongs in the top 50.
Oh, when Plumber and Hunter were going at it?
That was an epic rampage by Hunter. It was fueled by something. Hey, but then I hear him say stuff like he doesn't like to do pistols, and he dreads the idea of handstand walking. I go, I think you're a little biased with your take.
How old are you, Hiller?
32.
Oh, okay. So he's a little older than you.
He is. He's much better at running.
Steven Flores. Yes, still funny. If it can make my girlfriend laugh, it's a win for me. All right, good. All right.
David Weed, no.
The show is about as funny as Rush Hour 2. Oh, that's awesome.
I think
is that
that's
good?
fun.
Is that a good movie?
I like that movie. But then again, that doesn't say much for a lot of people.
All right, I got to go. 2 hours and 12 minutes. What a great show with O'Keefe.
Hey, I got to answer something from earlier.
Okay, go ahead.
That's cool. I don't know where the hell the comment is, but someone said that I was nice to Andrew Charlesworth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I was nice. I just gave it. Is your hair that long? Dude.
CJC 1295. Everything on me is huge. My sheath is thick. My nails are thick. My hair is thick. My skin is beautiful. My teeth are harder than shit.
Hey, Caleb, would you have thought his hair is that long?
We need to do it today.
And you look at him a lot. I mean, we all look at him a lot, but dude, it's long.
Yeah,
my hair. I know my kids. You should see when I go in the pool. It's crazy. And it's shaved on the side. Like I have a die cut. By the way, I can comment again in Instagram. This morning I could comment again.
Yeah, I had that too for a day. They shut me down.
Yeah, I couldn't comment. When I made posts, I couldn't even write in my posts. Like I would write out stuff and it would just be gone.
Hey, Olivia, this is what Alexis said. She literally was watching it with me and she goes, "You gave him a safe space," and I wanted to freaking shoot myself.
God. Am I gonna hate Hiller after this?
Hey, dude, I didn't think so. But when I have Alexis watch these things after I put them up, and she gives me a pretty good insight as to how they go, and I go, shit.
He's trying to be Brad Pitt and Troy.
I
didn't think about that.
said in somewhere in
Maybe.
the beginning that I wanted to give us a room where we could just kind of work our way through this thing. But I also continuously brought topics back up. So I didn't think that I let him off the hook.
Mm.
But I gave him an opportunity to kind of just, hey, this is who I am.
Since I started
I
CRT,
just want more people to do that shit.
you want what? Say that again.
I want more people to say, hey, I would, in a perfect world, someone sees that and they go, oh, okay, I'm Danny Spiegel, and now I'm going to go on his show. And then I'm just going to say, hey.
I heard you are having, I heard you're having Danny Spiegel and Brian Friend both on soon.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah, okay.
I just go, hey, dude, Spiegel dude.
Spiegel. I'd love to have
Why
Spiegel
is it that you make all these posts, but you say people can't talk about your body? And then that's what I do with Charlesworth. I go, this is what we say. This is what we've seen. And
how about something? Can we pull up that post that Joey Swoll put up of Danny Spiegel? I want to show you something that's fucking, I cannot for the life of me get my head wrapped around.
I'm not
for
sure
the life of me. Is that it was in his story. It's going to be hard to find.
I got it. I got it. You got it, Caleb.
I don't have it. Go.
Okay. You pull it up. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I thought the show was over, but it's not. Oh shit! I lost Caleb. Where did Caleb go? There he is.
I think you booted Caleb, and yeah,
there we go.
You just got to give me 2 seconds, but I got it somewhere in here. I got everything.
As soon as that came up, I feel like as soon as people started seeing it, I feel like it was gone. It was like already at the 23rd hour.
Don't worry, I got it. Just got to give me a minute. I got to airdrop it to myself and then throw it onto this screen over here. I'll be getting a hard time for the same reason that I suppose Sevan potentially got a hard time with Annie.
Giving him a safe space.
Well,
not going hard on him.
I'm not going to bring him. To be fair, I think that I gave it to him a little. I think I gave it to him a little bit just by not letting him off the hook. And I also here it is, this thing.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. And hell, maybe that's the purpose. It makes him look good that he came on, potentially.
God, this picture is so weird.
Well, before I say why I think it's weird, why do you think it's weird?
I mean, anytime somebody takes pictures in public, like somebody's gonna just look at them, see what, like, okay, what are they taking a picture of? Where, I don't know.
Do we know where this is? Is this Australia?
Are you coming on the show?
It looks like, yeah, it looks like Sydney.
Still doing the show. You need help with your Legos? Okay, I'll come over there in 5 minutes. I'll be over there in 5 minutes. I'll help you with your Legos.
Hey,
Haley.
Oh,
Haley.
He's yelling.
Haley. Haley. She got to. My mother-in-law's in the house, and I just dropped a deuce in the bathroom. I'm gonna tell her to turn the fan on and make sure, like, go in there and make sure there's no like stuff floating around in there.
Flies swarming.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
I can't. This is a picture of Danny Spiegel dressed in a really provocative, like eye drawing dress.
It's great.
She has an incredible body, but it's not a dress that a lot of people probably have ever seen before. And if you did see someone wearing it, you would look at them. And but it says here, oh my God, it's a girl taking a photo, and there's a guy off in the distance walking by, looking at her, and she wrote that. I can't tell. Is she joking? Is she saying is she saying, I know that just my body alone is the kind of thing that people would stop and look at. Like, so let me give you an example. I walk into the supermarket here in Newport Beach in Pavilions, and I'm barefoot and I have this long hair, and I walk in with my 3 boys and they're all barefoot and they're all wearing Argyle, and everyone stares at us. Every aisle we turn down, everywhere. And I know why. It's this fucking old guy with long hair with 3 barefoot kids who are fucking stunning. It's a fucking scene. I know it's a scene. Like, I'm not trying to make it a scene. It's just how we roll. It's just like everywhere we go, it's a scene. I go into the jiu-jitsu studio and there's 150 people there, and one super hot mom walks in, or like the kid who everyone knows is the best walks in, and everyone stares at him. It's just the way it is. Like, so tell me, does anyone you go first, Hillary. Is she joking? Is this just satire? Is she really saying, I know I'm fucking absolutely unique in my presence, and of course you're staring at me? Or is she actually tripping like that guy's doing something wrong that is staring at her?
There is 0% chance that this is a joke.
Oh, fuck me. There's no way. Caleb, it's a joke, right?
With where we've come from to this point with Danny Spiegel, and I messaged Joey Swole. I go, hey, dude, you don't even know.
You're telling me that girl thinks that she can go out like that and it not be, hey, if someone didn't look at you, something's wrong in society. That's the whole thing wrong in society, that people aren't stopping and looking at homeless people, acknowledging people. You think that there's, wow, I think it's a 98% chance it's satire. There's no way. You guys are out of your fucking mind.
Now,
there's no way. It's got to be satire.
I think she's doing it on purpose, but I don't think that she thinks it's a joke.
You think that she's being critical of that man for staring at her?
I think she saw an opportunity to get people like us talking about it the same way that she potentially might have thought someone like Joey Swole would talk about it.
Okay, well, so that's different. Let me go into the nuance there. But do you think she thinks any less of that man, or he's doing something wrong by looking at her? Because that's the implication, and that's what the satire would be. If she's just joking, like, yeah, duh, you're staring at me. Like when I go out, it's like, yeah, duh, you're staring at me. I don't look like the rest of you fucking people.
What do you think the tone of that statement is as she makes it in her head, as she writes it down? Oh my God, it's a girl taking a photo. That's how I hear it.
Colton Mertens, I can sympathize with Danny if I ever dare not wear compression shorts underneath my sweatpants. It's a scene and everyone stares. Yeah, I get it. I am.
Oh shit.
Big yes. Listen, but what I'm saying is like, do you think in her being, she hasn't come to terms and you think this is just a ploy so we talk about it, but do you think in her being she's reconciled, like, yeah, I live on a human being where half the planet wants to fuck women, and when I go out and I look like a fucking perfect parking garage for semen? Like, is she aware of that she is just a cum magnet for men who want to have babies? That she is like, does she know that that's what's going on planet Earth, and that's what she's like? Or is she so oblivious to what's going on here that we're all here, that there's dudes who just want to fucking make babies with her and cover her in semen? Does she not realize that that's 51% of the planet? Hey, listen. There's dudes who are, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, and I'm not saying that every guy's attracted to her and wants to cover her with semen. This is a big picture, but that's basically what's going on here. There's a battle to impregnate women and continue the spread. And does she not realize that dress in her whole existence is a massive component of that? Is she completely oblivious to that? You see the picture I'm painting here? Because if she is, and you still follow her, then I'm confused. Yeah, well, I don't even mean. I might be getting in trouble. It's not exclusive. It's not exclusive to her. It's just to women in general. Like if you're a woman. Thought I was in trouble for a second. I could hear my wife talking loud. So.
Oh.
I'm not even saying whether you find her attractive or not. I'm just talking about women in general. Like dudes are looking for women to marry and spend the life with and raise a family with. And like, does she not realize that that's what's going on here? Like, you really think that she's like wants to go out and not be stared at by men, but she put that dress on? Or not even that wants to or not wants to. I
think she wants to be stared at so that she can post a picture like this. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. But is she bothered by it?
What the fuck would she actually want is the question. If what you're saying isn't true, what she actually wants would be, I'm going to wear this dress because it makes me feel good. That's the only truth. There's a truth here.
I think that
definitely is not the fucking truth.
Yeah.
If I walked around butt-ass naked outside, I know what the fuck's coming from it. And I'm not expecting motherfuckers around me to look at me and say, oh, yeah, that's cool. Or not look. because that'd be fucking idiotic. And in the same way, what you're saying is a truth, and she has to fucking know that. Like, someone's gonna look at you, or someone's gonna see a professional photographer there. When I walk around with that fucking camera, everyone's wondering what I'm taking a picture of. So at the bare minimum, someone's taking a picture of her, and then they're looking at her.
Yes.
So
Even if it was a man, they would be looking.
And in any fucking sense of the fucking way you could look at it, that caption is so dumb. And she's doing it on purpose. She has to be, because that's got to be the truth. And there's always a truth to something.
You think she's killing two birds with one stone? She wants the picture and she wants content like that? Or she purposely said, hey, just pretend like take a picture of me so we can get someone staring so then I can make this? You think it's that thought out?
It's the same way that I think that Sporty Beth knows that she's like doing the worst thing possible to her body, and she's feeding into it because it gives her attention.
No shit. So you think that she doesn't really believe her own rhetoric? She just thinks that playing that persona of eating donuts and calling it healthy
I do think that more insanity comes from a certain point in time. You have to believe your own shit. So at some point, she probably didn't think it was the best, and now she's convinced herself of it. I don't think Spiegel's there. I think Spiegel's smarter than Beth is. I think she's doing
okay. So you think that me and Joey Swole, or you think we've been duped that by Spiegel, that the whole thing is to get attention. It doesn't even matter what she's saying. And so you're saying that we've seen so many pictures of her looking like livestock. Her basically her Instagram account is just like showcasing her the way like if I went to an Instagram account like where I was going to buy a puppy, you know, I would expect all the pictures of the mom and dad dogs to be like Danny Spiegel's account. You know what I mean? Like Danny Spiegel's account is basically like
Jesus Christ,
it's like a breeding account for men. You know what I mean? Or if you were to go out and buy a horse and you wanted to stud your horse, it would be like, hey, look at all these pictures of this horse. Look at all its different angles, its thighs, its ass, its penis, its teeth. And that's what Danny Spiegel's Instagram is. It's basically
I got something for you. You don't accidentally end up with millions of followers. She did that.
You don't?
No.
Well, fuck.
Did Tyson Bagent accidentally get 50,000 of them? No, he tried his fucking whole life to become a professional football player, and he'll have hundreds and millions.
Well, he didn't try to get 50,000 followers. He tried to be a professional football player.
But if anyone asks you why he has followers, it's because he's a
professional football player.
Why the fuck does Spiegel have her followers? Because she does shit like this, and people fucking eat it up the same way.
But I would unfollow her if I would unfollow her.
Fucking Instagram followers. Why?
But I would unfollow her if I don't want to be associated with people who are that's mean. What she's if what you're saying is true, that's mean. That's like what Kendrick Lamar did. Kendrick Lamar invited a white girl on stage at a concert to sing the song with him, and then when she sung the lyrics of the song and she said the epithet out loud, he fucking berated her in front of the whole fucking crowd like a scumbag. That's fucked, and he had it planned. That's fucking douchebaggery. I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar anymore.
There's two things. He either did that on purpose or he's stupid.
Yeah.
Either one of them could be true. So either she's dumb or she's doing it on purpose. And
you think she's a mean person?
I think that she would put this up knowing that this guy just doesn't matter to her. Does that make her mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes her mean. Well, if you're
that's Joey Swole's thing. The types of people that he puts on the internet, they're generally being mean to other people for their own personal gain. So someone's doing something, they're working out in the corner, maybe they're overweight, and then someone will like put a video of them up on the internet, and he'll berate the person who's putting a video of the person who's just working out in the corner, minding their own business. It'll be some 78-year-old dude who's sitting on a leg extension machine, and some chick will bend over in front of him, and he'll do this. And then it'll be the most harmless thing ever. It could just be the fact that movement was happening over there.
Yeah.
And the dude will look up, and the chick who's recording herself, because this is all the fuck people do, is put these cameras up for their fucking internet shit. And she'll go, I can't believe this creep behind me is looking at my butt. Like, no, he's just fucking looking at something moving, and your pants are fucking pink, and you're half naked, you idiot.
Yeah.
So what Joey Swole's thing is to point that stuff out. And Spiegel's doing the same thing. He's pointing out the fact that, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
Background.
Who found this? Did you just find this, Caleb?
I just found it, yeah.
Let me see. Does she rip on that guy, though? Does she rip on that guy?
No,
hey,
nothing.
I'm going to tell you something, too. If you see Danny Spiegel in that outfit somewhere and you don't stare at her, you're fucking missing out. I mean, she's an anomaly. She is a fucking amazing expression of her own DNA. And if you didn't like want to, it's like
there's nothing wrong with looking at her. That's
no, there's nothing wrong with looking at her. It's like I see a Great Dane walking down somewhere. I stare at every Great Dane.
Dude,
or every like weird dog. Like if I see dachshunds or those really little like Yorkies, I stare at all the weird shit.
If you were wearing that, people would look at you if there was a big ass professional camera pointed at your ass.
Good point. But I mean, she is kind of a miracle, Danny Spiegel. It's a miracle in anthropomorphics or whatever the fuck it is you call it. There's some biological.
Does she still have 1.7 million? I don't know. I can't follow her.
Yeah, she does.
Okay, so Joey Swoll didn't blow her up like that. Not in a good way, at least.
Anyway, okay. Why do you guys care?
Why don't you care, David?
Yeah, what do you mean? Because I make my living off of fucking obsessing on things in the CrossFit space and people and mindsets and why don't you care?
Hey, dude, I love when people are there's something that I find incredible about people being confident enough to just like go out and take their pictures and do their shit. It's cool. I like it.
I'm a bit of I'm a mating expert.
Mating?
And I think
you're a mating expert.
I'm a mating expert. Yeah, I'm a procreation, semen, vagina, ovulation expert.
What makes you that?
Just fucking my interest and my intrigue and my time studying the human species. I'm an expert, and so when you have a super semen attractor like Danny Spiegel, it's gonna pop on my radar.
Who would you say is the
baby maker? She's a baby maker.
Is there a male equivalent that's
Hunter McIntyre is a fucking
right.
like girls are just like want to just like throw their eggs at him. I mean, dude, if you don't want Hunter's kid, you are fucking in you're
yeah, but he's not.
Loins aren't working.
I mean, he was at the CrossFit Games, but you got anyone else? Like a dude.
Yeah.
Would you say
Bill Gates?
Fuck, dude. No, in CrossFit.
Oh.
Would you say Jeff Adler, who won the CrossFit Games this year?
Yeah, but Jeff has a.
You would think that like the fittest dude on earth would be some sort of a.
I do think that you have to have some personality, like
how about
people
this?
wanted to fuck Jose.
Street
people
Horner.
wanted Street Horner is beautiful, but there is I think there has to be a balance. Street Horner it comes with some other shit. I'm gonna have him on the show soon, so I don't want to rip on him yet.
Would Froning like peak Froning?
Yeah, Froning for sure.
What does Froning have that Street doesn't?
It's he's gonna Froning's is
religion?
Not obsessed. No, he's not obsessed with religion. He's not obsessed with himself. There's a like, hey, I want to take care of you component vibe coming off of him. There, a lot of these people have a selfish vibe, and so it's like,
whoa, Dan Guerrero.
What did he say?
You're about to get fucked up, Dan Guerrero.
No one was hating on Spiegel. Are you fucking crazy?
That's not hate. Second of all, Hunter never says he's anything other than what the fuck he is. And that's the difference. Hunter's not. How did Hunter get 100,000 followers on Instagram? Running and exercising. And that's what he says. Everything he said right there was running, exercise, and Hunter. And he never deviates.
I want to go. Froning has je ne sais quoi. Hey, listen. She put up a post, and I'm trying to figure out if it's satire or not, and you think I'm hating. That's the same mindset I think Danny Spiegel's in. Like, where are people making that leap? You post something for the whole world to see, and then we discuss it. And if for any reason you think we're hating, no one called her any names. I think it's a fucking. I don't get it.
I mean.
How did he make that leap?
Take the whole like cum dumpster baby.
I didn't call her cum dumpster. I called her semen magnet. I'm stating facts. That's science. I call her cum dumpster would be like she allows the semen to land in her vessel. I don't know what her habits are.
Okay.
Accepting
that's important that you hash that out because I can see how that was misconstrued.
Yeah.
You just came to the safe space thanks to Dan Guerrero's comment.
Yeah. I put her. Yeah. Is your mom awake yet?
Yeah,
you can hear when we say cum dumpster in the back room back there. Oh fuck!
She just like springs up. What did my son just say? Never say those two words back to back ever again.
Yeah, there's a one of the 11th commandment. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Yeah, I think that could be etched in the 11th commandment. Parking garage for semen. Yeah. Thank you.
Duplicity. I think that word means what I might think it means. Janelle Winston. Does anyone know what the word duplicity means?
Yeah, basically, she's saying it's like on one hand, you seem starved for attention, and then the second you get a little bit, you're critical of the people who are giving it to you, and it's bizarre.
Okay,
that's the duplicity, right? Just double dealing. Yeah. No, don't look at me. You're an asshole for looking at me. Oh my God, let me push these things closer together. It would be like if I got pissed that people didn't watch my podcast with their eyes closed. It's like, well, dude, why don't you just go to Spotify then, you jackass?
You remember when the first time this all started?
That's why she has to be joking, dude. She has to be joking, or these are the three options. She has to be joking. There's something I'm not catching that's over my head, or she's absolutely batshit fucking crazy, dude.
Well, the fourth one is she's doing it on purpose and she knows what she's doing.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's what I mean. It's over my head. That one, I'm even having trouble. I'm having trouble comprehending that one. I'll throw that in the category if I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, that's because you're not a psychopath.
Oh, yeah. And so you think it's a combination of knowing what she's doing and batshit crazy?
I don't think there's anything wrong with being a psychopath either. I just wish that
I do.
I wish she would just say she was doing it. Yeah, sure. Look at all the followers I got.
Oh shit! I might be going to San Diego. I just got a text.
San Diego for what?
A friend of mine just got this fat, insane boat, and he wants to drive it up from San Diego to Santa Cruz. Insane, and I might get to go with him. Do my podcast from the boat.
How big is the boat?
Big.
You're gonna be like Greg, where he was in Italy or something.
Yeah. Different kind of boat. Different kind of boat. Like a different kind of boat. Not like it's a cool boat.
I like looking at boats and then guessing how much they cost, and then you can Google the name and it usually tells you.
I don't want to own a boat.
No, I heard that's one of the three things you don't spend money on.
What are the others?
You want to guess? Because I'll tell you.
Motorhomes, boats.
No.
Oh.
They all involve water.
Oh.
Jet skis?
No. And they'll cost you a lot.
Mermaids.
Cost you a lot of money. That's why you don't want them. That's why you don't want a boat, because it costs you a lot of money. And it's got to do with water, not mermaids.
Yeah, it's a barge.
Pool. It's not a barge. Oh,
no.
Cave Astros got it. Women. That's another one.
Don't spend money on women.
And Kyle Landis is the other one. The three things that all involve water.
Don't buy a pool?
Yeah, because it costs you money and you never use it.
Unless you live in a place where it's just a flat rate for water, then it's fine.
But then the thing is you got to pay to fix it all the time. It's always broken. And you got to pay to upkeep it, or you got to upkeep it. Submarine? Yeah, Jake. Never buy a fucking submarine. That's damn right. And then Chase Bryan, planes, but I don't think many people would just buy a plane. Pools, boats, and women.
I am in Newport.
Someone told me that once, and I kind of blew my mind.
I think you should get a pool. I wish every day goes by, I don't have a pool for my kids to swim in. I'm pissed.
The three of us here all have women too, so I think everyone can just choose if they want something. If you want a pool, that's fine. Just know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, get a friend with a pool or a boat. I had this friend that was obsessed with finding somebody who had a boat.
Oh shit, Tyler Watkins. Wow. Okay, fine. I just want to say that I very much disagree with the 11th commandment. I put my dick in crazy every night. All right, fine.
So you added that part, but I was thinking what the 11th commandment was.
Okay. Thanks for coming on. What a crazy show.
I think it was good. Jake Chapman cold plunge. Yeah, don't buy that either.
I was afraid to do a podcast. I was afraid to go live. I was afraid to have live call-in shows. I was afraid to have live guests. I was afraid to do shows by myself. I was afraid to have multiple guests in one show. I'm like, I just can't believe how flexible this show is. Oh, Jethro. I spoke to Jethro this morning. Speaking of doing live shows, we did Paper Street Coffee, Gabe went to Jethro's gym, Chieftain CrossFit, on Long Island. We did a live feed from there, and Jethro texted me this morning saying his gym's doing well already.
He's been sending me people talk about their workout reactions too. They're into it. It's cool.
Oh, because they're doing HillerFit there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome. Listen, this is how I'm gonna. I wrote in the private chat how many clients he has already. Started with 0, dude.
Sweet.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm not hiding it from you guys. I just don't know if it's my place to say.
It's gonna be a 200 in no time.
Oh shit! You just gave away that he's less than 200. That's not cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right. If you're an affiliate out there and you're looking for some good programming, or if you're just an old dude who needs someone to cheer him on like me, HillerFit Programming. You can also purchase the clothing that I'm wearing at Vindicate, or you can go to your local North Face outlet and get what Kay is wearing.
Way better option, honestly.
50% off. Nothing's on sale at Vindicate. This shit ain't cheap. Help me pay the bills. Buy a Christmas present for your husband. Everyone wants a CEO shirt.
CEO hat. The Tyson Bajan CEO hat.
Oh my God. The new hats are coming out. They're sick.
I'm going to need one soon.
All right, guys.
I want a no rep ski mask. That's what I want.
Oh. I see it.